Maybe we can count down from 3 next time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sonder Sesh. This is S. And here today we have a special episode interviewing my lovely friend, Laura.
Yes, I know that's right.
We interviewed her husband earlier, Jose, El Chapulín de Texas. But today we're interviewing her. And she's heard the interview, so any comments, we'll let you know. We'll let you know. Any feedback, Jose, I hope you're listening.
Any corrections
Any
will be
corrections.
made. Any corrections will be made, of course, absolutely.
No, but thank you everybody for coming in for another episode. And we'll go ahead and let you introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I am Laura Cavazos. I am married to Jose Cavazos, who SFO just mentioned, as you guys know, as El Chapulín Colorado. I have been married to this man. It'll be 7 years this year in October. We've been together 10. Just celebrated our 10-year anniversary of us being together. Together we have a beautiful family. We are a family of 7. We have 3 dogs, a lizard, and a beautiful baby girl named Olivia, who is our pride and joy. I am a mother, a wife, a daughter, a sister, and a friend to many.
Well, that is
This
clean.
This is true. It's a good intro.
Yes,
That is
practice.
perfect. That's the best intro
I
ever.
rehearsed my intro.
For the future people who come on the show, take notes.
Write
Sounds
that
like
down.
She did not stutter once.
Yeah.
Definitely wanted to point everybody who was also here. We do have Ruben this time for this interview. He missed the last one. And then in the future episode, Val wasn't here, but she is here today. And of course, the most important key piece is always here.
Always.
Pull it up, Andy.
I thought it was you.
No, not me. I could do this without me. At some point, they're going to be able to do it without me.
I can't.
But yeah,
Right.
first one with everybody here. That's good.
Yeah, I know. Finally. You're the first one.
I feel so special.
Yeah,
What an honor.
With the new crew. So, let's do a little background real quick.
Okay.
I met Laura before Jose.
Yes.
That's just bragging.
Are you going to bring up the controversial thing?
No.
Okay, you better not bring that up. Because I will, you know what? You can bring it up if you want to. It's fine. It's fine.
No,
I don't
we
care.
need it. What I was going to say,
I'm kinda curious.
I didn't even think
I
about
don't
that.
even know what the
But what
yeah.
I was going
Okay.
to say was when I first got the crazy idea of even doing a podcast, of even trying to do anything, Laura was like the first person I ever interviewed.
That's right.
I
That's right.
asked her if she would be willing to be interviewed, and she's very supportive, so she said yes. And I interviewed her in her backyard
Yep.
with a little piece of shit equipment.
It was 110 degrees
That
outside.
sounded-
I was like, dude,
yeah.
you want to do this right now?
You're a trooper. I
am.
appreciate it.
I really am.
But it was hot, and that equipment sounded so bad. I still have that thing just for memories of how bad
That's
it sounded.
crazy.
Yeah, but Laura was like my first ever practice interview. I think I had a total of 2 practice interviews before I actually did an actual interview. And she was the first one. And at the time, you were pregnant.
Was I really?
Yeah, so it's been a while.
Ooh.
I just didn't know how long I've been doing this.
I want to say it was before then.
No, you were, because and I remember in the interview you were saying like you were expecting, and the baby's gonna impact your life. You don't know how, but
Dang, dude.
you're gonna be ready. And I was
That's
like, dang.
crazy. Yeah, well, yeah, I do know that it was a long time ago.
Damn, she was pregnant. I asked her to stay outside in 100. I'm sorry, Laura. I
It's okay.
appreciate you
It's
so
alright.
much.
You had the baby cooking in the oven.
Literally in the oven.
That's funny.
Yep.
But of course, let Russ cook, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a fail. We're not going to talk about the Broncos right now. Well, we'll talk about that later in the segment. Once we get there. But yeah, I have known SFO. And I guess I will talk about the controversies that I brought up. So I met SFO in French class. I think I was a junior, you were a senior.
And so
And to this day, he tells everybody that I don't talk to ugly people because I allegedly said that. And I just want to clear the air. I never would say such a thing. I know a lot of people are like, dude, that's something you would say. No, granted, I have said some things that are pretty mean, but
hasn't.
that was not something I said. I think he took it out of context. I don't remember what I said, but
Remember what happened.
Oh my god.
Every detail.
But
I don't know who to
guess
believe, honestly.
He said he was telling me something, and then I guess I said I don't talk to ugly people. Is what he swears.
No,
And,
it was, yeah,
I did
kind
not
of.
say
'Cause,
that.
like,
I did
the-
not say that.
yeah.
No.
So the way the story went,
Okay.
let me clarify myself, all right?
You tell your side.
So the way the story went is we were in French class, and there was this dude who had like some kind of weird infection on his hand. Now, this was not permanent. My man was not handicapped.
Yeah.
He just had a rash and a bunch of Band-Aids on his hand. I don't know what happened. And he kept falling asleep. And I kept telling her, like, hey, wake him up. And she's like, ew, no. Because of his hand, you know? Like, tap his hand.
Yeah.
It's not true.
And I was like, well, you don't want to... I think I'm the one who said, "But you don't want to talk to ugly people?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'll talk to them." But it was a joke, okay? It was all a joke. I told this story, and then, of course, her husband was like, "She don't talk to ugly people. Why she talking to
You'll
me?"
randomly tell people that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude,
and so
I'm
me
trying
and
to make
Laura,
friends.
me and Laura never bring this up,
No, we
and
don't.
it's
Oh my
always
God.
like Jose being like, "Hey, remember? Tell them the story about how she don't talk to ugly people."
It's so messed up.
They're gonna hold that against you forever.
They are, and I feel like I already feel
No. If she talks to you, you're not ugly, all right?
Yeah.
This-
So
yes,
No,
take that as the main point. No, I'm
Yeah,
playing.
no.
No, but for me personally, I feel like I have always struggled to make friends. Because I think that I am just not approachable. And I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like a lot of people get intimidated by me when they come around me. I feel like they think that I'm just mean. And I never want to come off that way, but I guess it's just my character, the way I carry myself as like a strong person. But if you actually got the time to get to know me, you'd know that I am a really, really nice person. I would literally give you the shirt off my back. I am very genuine, very honest. I'm always going to be very honest. That's one thing I will always stand behind. But I feel like people get the wrong idea of me. And maybe it's my own fault, maybe my own doing of like just being so strong. Like such a strong presence. I don't know if y'all feel that when y'all have been around me.
It's like a protective thing.
Yeah.
Like someone walks in and you're like, "Who's that?" But you're mainly asking because the possibilities of like
Yeah,
who
and
it
then
could be. kind of
what's
thing.
crazy is that you guys know Jose. Jose is like this ray of sunshine.
Yeah.
Super social, will talk to anybody,
Mm-hmm.
befriend anybody, and then I'm just there in the background. Like, dude, I don't want to talk to these people. Like, that's just who I am. That's just who I've always been.
No, yeah, because you're more cautious and he's more like, "Hey, I just met these people. I invited them over on
Yeah, and
Sunday."
I'm like, do
He's
we
like, golden
even know
retriever.
these people? And I'm like, no. No, but that is something that I guess Jose and I are very different in a lot of things.
Very.
Very, very, very different. Our personalities are very different. And I feel like a lot of people are like, how did this guy end up with this girl? This girl that is just so serious and just so like mean.
I've never gotten that impression of you. Maybe because
Really?
you've
Oh
always
my
been so
God.
nice to
we
me.
don't have to
Thank
start
you.
lying.
No,
on that.
I-
No, but-
No, thank
No.
you.
But like I've always thought that you were nice. I mean, maybe because I haven't been around you, I haven't felt like that intimidation. But I really don't see
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah,
Thanks, girl.
yeah, that's just me.
It's
I don't
kind
know.
of, it's kind of, I feel like for us, it's more because we haven't experienced like seeing you out as a stranger in the world or whatever. Because when we see you, you
It's
know,
always
with-
Jose's girlfriend
Yeah,
instead
it's-
of like
oh, yeah,
Laura.
it's-
I'm
Yeah.
his wife.
Yeah.
Excuse
Oh,
me.
At the time,
wife. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
So yeah, it's
Back
more-
then, back then.
Back
always
then, I was
like-
his girlfriend. Yeah.
If she's dating Cavazos, like she must be pretty cool. You know, she
I
must be good and
am.
stuff.
You were like automatically into the friend
Yeah.
group. So
See, but I never felt that way. I never felt that way. I always felt like, man, these people think I'm probably just like some
What?
stuck up
No.
girl. Nobody ever said hi to me, and I'd be like, you know what? That's right. I know that's right. You're not gonna say hi to me. I'm not gonna say
Really?
hi to you. Yes, that's one thing about me. If you do not say hi to me or greet me, I will not introduce myself. to you.
100% true. I've been
I will
there.
not do that. You walk right by me. You don't even bother to say hi to me. All right, cool. You just marked yourself on my territory. Like, okay, I'm not gonna say hi to you either.
That's
I can
100%
respect
true.
that.
So if you go
Oh,
in
yeah.
their
You
You
house,
just
thing.
yeah. If you come,
Say hi to
especially
her
when you come
first.
to my own house.
Yeah.
Like I did have this happen once where this guy
it's
brought
happened
his
a couple
girl.
times
Yes.
because Jose invites everyone.
Yeah.
Like whenever they have
And
parties.
they just are like, "What's up, bro?" I literally open the door. They don't even acknowledge me, and
Oh,
they just
no.
walk straight. I'm like, "How are you gonna be disrespectful in my house?" I've wanted to be like, "You can get out. Just go back.
Yeah.
Take your ass out of my house right
Yeah.
now. Don't be doing that. Disrespecting somebody."
Yeah, I would.
So,
never.
did
That's just
Jose
me.
address
That's
it?
crazy.
At least? I would have told if it were someone.
No,
like, you need
Jose's
to
too
tell him.
excited that people are over. He just
I
like,
know, but address it like
He-
afterwards with
when
that
I
person.
tell him about it, he's like, "I think you're just maybe interpreting the wrong way." And I'm like, "Dude, the guy literally didn't even acknowledge me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, don't take it personal." And I'm like,
I see what he means. Like it's not like they're doing it to be spiteful,
Right.
but
Yeah.
but they don't have common courtesy,
"Yeah."
which is disrespectful.
Which I'll bring up. I work with two guys that I know. One of them played with Jose in softball for like a long time, Gunner. And then the other guy I knew from high school.
Oh yeah.
They act like they don't know me at work. like will not say hi to me, will
Oh,
not look
wow.
at me or anything, and I am just like, dude, what the heck? Like, you know me, I know you. Like,
Yeah.
I've been to your house parties, you've been to
Mm.
my house parties. Like, how are you gonna act like you don't know me? It's just
think
crazy.
you know
Have you like talked to them or like?
No, girl, I ain't gonna talk to them. You're not gonna talk to me. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna talk to you.
exactly.
You know, like, why would I make it awkward? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I didn't do anything, and now if I did something, like, let me know. I'll apologize, but it's just odd.
Yeah.
That is weird.
So odd.
Yeah, that's
some
wild.
respect.
There's so
bro.
many fake people. I'm telling you, there's
I
so many
know.
fake people.
That's
Gang,
wild.
fake club right here.
Yeah, right. Nah.
Damn. Damn. Quick to agree, bro.
Chill, dude.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
That's fine.
That's hilarious.
And then you said you work for Porsche, right?
Yes. So back to one of the topics y'all talked about in Jose's interview was how SFO and Jose worked at a car dealership. And they mentioned something along the lines of don't get stuck at a car dealership. Well, I have been working at a car dealership for 8 years this June. So I guess I got stuck there, didn't I?
It's not really
Right.
stuck. You chose, right? You're choosing to be.
Yeah. Like, do you like it?
No,
Oh, maybe. Maybe it's stuck. Then.
but it's good money for someone who doesn't have a college degree.
Okay.
Oh,
Then,
okay.
yeah.
Right.
That is
So-
true.
Hey, it's worth it.
A little background about me and how I got stuck at a car dealership. I worked at Pizza Hut for a week. I quit because people were being mean to me. I couldn't take it.
That's so real.
Then,
Yeah.
for some odd reason, I decided to go work at In-N-Out Burger.
Hmm.
Worst mistake of my life. I only lasted 2 months. I
What?
never went back to work. And my
And
brother.
they called you. They're like, "You coming in?" Yep. Hell no.
No, I never answered their phone calls.
Oh, yeah.
And
That would give me anxiety.
So my
Block.
brother was working at Target, and he was like, "Dude, just apply, and I'll get you a job." And I'm like,
Oh,
"Okay, yeah."
yeah.
So I worked at Target for about 2.5 years, and I will say that Target is probably one of the hardest jobs I had because I worked like a damn slave.
I worked there
Yeah, I heard that a lot.
too. What
Dude.
department were you in?
I worked in soft lines. So my
Oh, I hate
department
soft lines.
was all of the women's department,
yeah.
and I closed every single time. So you're talking about
That's
you
the
would go
worst
in,
position.
dude. Yeah, you would go
That's
in at
funny.
4:30 in the afternoon, and you would get out at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, accurate. And the
Dude.
thing about soft lines is it's always messy.
Mhm.
Even after you already organized it, like it's so messy.
Yeah.
That's what Lydia does, right?
Yeah, she does that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
funny.
my respects to anybody that works at Target because
Yeah,
that
it's
was
so bad.
that was a beating, a mental beating.
Especially back then, they didn't get paid that much either, right?
I think I left. I started working there at $7.25, and then I left making like $8.15.
No way.
Oh.
And now the
Yes,
starting
bro.
pay is 15.
I know,
Yeah.
girl. Made me so mad.
Yeah.
I was like, where was this at when I was
you
working
were
like a
there.
damn slave? But yeah, so I started off there. Jose was a valet at Mercedes, and SFO was a car washer at Mercedes. Remember that? Yeah. And at the time, they were looking for a front desk receptionist, and I was just so ready to leave Target. Like, you can understand, like, dude, I was just done.
Yep.
So I started working there, and maybe a week before I started, Jose got fired. Got let go, I should say. He got let go because he got into an altercation with another worker.
Wow.
What?
And
Jose?
his story, yes, Jose. His story goes that they were messing around with like a towel, like whipping each other. And Jose started to get irritated and told the guy, hey, dude, just leave me alone. Like, stop doing it.
Yeah.
Well, the kid didn't stop.
Ah.
So I'm going to taint some of y'all. Y'all think that
Yeah.
Jose is this non-violent. Well, he's not violent. But his
This
story is
saint.
that he just pushed the kid. But I have heard different stories of the event that Jose was very aggressive and pretty much beat this kid up at
Oh my
work.
gosh.
Mm.
Jose says that didn't happen.
Let me tell you the story.
No, wait, let her
Of
finish.
El Chapulín de Texas.
No,
I was
so-
right in front of it, dude.
Yeah.
And then I was like, ooh.
But you have a bad memory.
I have a bad memory.
You say that all the time.
Of anything that's not important or eventful.
I guess.
I want to hear her
Yeah,
version.
Long story
Her
short,
version.
so he got let go, and then I started there, and I was like, great. Like, we were supposed to work together. We were supposed to, all these great things. And I guess everything happens for a reason, because now that I think about it, I was like, maybe things wouldn't have worked out if we worked together. Because I believe in such thing as, like, you need your space from your significant
Yeah.
other. You
Yeah.
need
I
that
see
time
that.
away. So
That's true.
that happened in June of 2016. I worked at Mercedes for about 5 years. I left to take a mental break. Things were not going so good for me at Mercedes. It was just bad. I started to become a very bitter person.
Yeah.
I was very angry all the time. I started to take it out on people who wasn't their fault. Like,
Yeah.
I would be so mad at home. I would be yelling. I'd be just like, dude, I fuck everybody, you know. I had a horrible attitude. And then I started to realize, you know what, this isn't fair. Like, this isn't fair to me. This isn't fair to my family. Like, I got to get out of here. And I was applying for everything and anything. I'm talking about I was applying for Quick Trip. I was applying for Racetrack to go clean hospitals. Anything I could find that they were hiring for, I was applying for. Then I got hired at a Medicare place, talking to old people. Jose calls it my scamming old people job. I wasn't scamming nobody. For the record, I was not
You
scamming
selling
anybody. I was just a receptionist, so I would just talk to old people all day, you know, listen to them rant and all this stuff. And then I realized this is not me.
Yeah.
Like, this
I
is
can
so
get it,
boring.
yeah.
Like, a monkey could do it. And yeah, like, it was okay. The pay was all right, but then we started to struggle financially. So back to my point with the car dealership is that it's good money, and you kind of get addicted to that because it's like, dude, I had no college degree.
Yep.
I had no motivation to go back to school. And I was like, damn, like, what am I going to do? So at this point, we were also talking about having a kid. And I was like, okay, well, at this place that I'm at, they offer no insurance. Like, I had no insurance, really. I had no benefits.
Really?
And at the car dealership, I did. So it
Oh,
was
yeah,
like,
that's
so,
right.
and it's kind of like, kind of weird how things work out because right when we were talking about this, they were hiring at Porsche for the position that I had left doing. And I was just like, man, do I really want to go back and do all this shit all over again? And this around Christmas time, and I went to go visit my friends at Mercedes. And as a joke, they were like, dude, they're hiring it next door at Porsche. You should totally apply. Come back, come back. And I'm just like, man, I don't know if I want to come back. And then we had to have the conversation of, okay, well, if we really want to have a kid, you know, we have to have some sort of stability in our lives. We have to get back on track of doing this, blah, blah,
Yep.
blah. So I made the sacrifice. You're welcome, Olivia.
Yep.
To go back to the dealership life. I have been there 2 years now. And the even crazier part is that when I applied and interviewed at Porsche, I was already pregnant and I had no idea.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I had no idea I was pregnant.
Dang.
So I went in there saying, yeah, I don't have kids. I don't plan on having kids anytime soon.
And then-
Meanwhile, the
Yeah.
baby's
Yeah.
already
Or the cooking.
In you.
growing
Yeah.
in me. And
That's crazy.
2 weeks later,
Oh, man.
I found out I was pregnant. And I was just like, oh my God, how do
About
I
to leave
tell
again.
them, dude? No, I was like, how do I tell them, like, oh my God, they're going to think that I'm not going to come back. So I waited a month, and then I finally told my boss, I was like, hey, so, got to tell you something. And I was like, I am pregnant. And he just stared at me and just stared at me. And I was just like, you know, most people say congratulations, you know,
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. And I was
Yeah.
like, I get it. You don't really know me, but, and he was, oh no, yeah, I'm happy for you. And I think that they were just nervous that I was not going to come back.
Yeah.
And obviously I came back. And I am proud of all the work that I've done at Porsche. I feel like I have turned around my department in a lot of ways because it was a mess. It was a dumpster fire when I got there.
Oh my god.
And it still is a dumpster fire, but not to that degree. So, but yeah, I've been there. And back to my point of this was that, yes, you can get stuck working at a car dealership. You can be like me. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's what I chose to do for my family. I sacrificed my time. I lost the opportunity to be with my daughter a lot of time because of my job. You know, my hours kind of suck. But all of this, I look back and I think, you know, these are sacrifices I make now to make sure that she has a good future, to make sure we have a good future. Because we have goals that we want to achieve together. You know, we want to get a better house. We want to get out of the neighborhood that we live in. And you got to make sacrifices to get there. And you got to understand that it's no longer about you.
Yep.
It's about the child that you decided to bring into the
Yep.
world. And yeah, so
Very
that's my
mature.
story about the dealership.
Some people don't understand that. That's really crazy.
Mhm.
Like a lot of people will just buy stuff that they want now and like just splurge money and
Dude, people be
they
writing
don't
checks for
think
like
about their
$300,000
future.
for
Yeah.
cars.
No.
Yeah.
Just writing checks left and right for $100,000, $125,
That's crazy.
$200, $250. And I'm just like, man, I wish I could do this.
Yeah.
Wake up one day and be like, hey, I got money today. I'm going to go spend it. But
But that is a very good motivational
Yeah.
story
Yes.
because it's not something that you probably would have wanted to do, but you did it because you had to.
Mhm.
You know.
Absolutely.
So I
And you'll
think
look
not
back.
everyone would do that. Like, I mean, I don't have kids, but I probably wouldn't do that. You know.
I
Well,
wouldn't.
I
I'll tell you
would.
right now, I wouldn't do that.
Well, I
but that's
would.
just me. Like, I'm not saying that's wrong or right. I'm just saying me. I know I wouldn't do that as a person.
Yeah, so not everyone has that kind of like
Yeah.
I don't have that mentality.
dog in
Not
them,
at all.
I guess, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. No.
So that's very, 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 very respected.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Where
you.
does Jose work again? I've totally forgot.
He works for D.R. Horton. He is an staff accountant. That's what it is. So he works from home. He's got the glory schedule. You work from home.
You should be like, the home better be clean when I get home. Like, I better have dinner.
No, sorry. I can say that Jose, and if you've known him in the past, you knew that he was like this super crazy guy, the party animal, wild dude. And I can tell you that...
Good times.
Yes, really good times.
It's still good times. But
Scary times.
That was wild. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But no, this
Yes.
this man has definitely changed for the better. He helps me tremendously. He is my support system. He is literally my everything. You know, yes, of course I say that he got the glory days. Like, he gets off at 4:00. But this man goes home, he'll cook dinner for me, he'll get laundry started, he'll get the house cleaned, he'll pick up the baby for me so that I don't have to worry about it when I'm staying late at work. So Jose has stepped up tremendously, and it's incredible to see who he was 10 years ago
Yeah.
and who he is now. And I can only say that I have just so much love for him, so much respect for him. And even if, like, God forbid, and I know things won't go bad, but if things were to end between us, I know that I can still count on him to be there for me. Not only for me, but for our daughter.
Yeah.
And one thing about me and Jose that we share in common is that we both grew up without a father figure. My mom was a single mom. His mom was a single mom. So we both grew up with just moms, right? And I always told myself that I was going to make sure that I was going to marry someone that was going to take care of me and also take care of my family. And I made that my goal in life. And I feel like I've achieved that, where I don't have to worry about if Olivia's ever going to meet her dad, because she has her dad.
Yeah.
And he's not going anywhere. I'm not, like he said, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
He's not going anywhere.
That's trust.
So, yeah. But yeah, that's kind of...
That's a big, I guess, want for a lot of people that have single parents, because that's like also mine, because I have single mom, and I don't want my kids to have stepdad, stepmoms. That's like the one thing you don't want. So for you to like get there is really good. But even if it did end, that's okay too. But you know, it's also, it's just like what you prefer because of what you had. So I definitely get that too.
Yeah. No, yeah. So shout out to all the single moms, because
Yeah.
I can only imagine how hard it is.
You both guys got really lucky finding each other, and so long ago too.
I know, dude.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Bro. I was there for like everything.
Bro, yes, as we get it.
No, like,
Dang.
yeah, it was crazy. Like, no, she's not wrong. Like, Jose's 360 turn was very crazy. It was something that, like, when your boy says, "Oh, I'm gonna have a kid, so I gotta shape up," and you're like, "Yeah, fuck it," you know what I mean? Like, yeah, right, you know. And no offense to my boy, but like,
It was hard to believe at the time.
yeah. And then I don't know. Yeah, no, she's right. Like, everything she's saying.
I mean, you have to when you have
That's
a kid.
so crazy. Every time you keep like mentioning things, I'm just like,
You think back.
Whoa.
I get those memories back, and I'm just like, oh my god, wow, yeah, no,
Same
she's
here.
not wrong.
Same here.
It's crazy, no lies. That's hilarious. Like, I'm just like, yeah, no, I remember. Oh yeah, that's right. That's crazy.
So,
So you-
then,
go
you
ahead.
you go first.
Oh, okay. I was gonna, I guess, jump on the fact that you said you guys have been together for 10 years, right?
Right.
So what's like the key thing or like the advice you could give for like, you know, staying together for so long?
Lord.
There's a lot, because I mean, I've been with Sel for a lot of years too. So there's kind of some things that I know, but what are your things that you're like, you have to have this, you have to have this?
You got to have communication.
Nice.
That's like the number one
You
thing.
got to
yeah.
have communication. You got to talk
That's
about
number
it. Even
one,
the
bro.
things that are uncomfortable to talk about, the things that are hard to say, you got to say it. Like, you're going to hurt their feelings. They're going to hurt your feelings. And I live by the quote, sometimes people got to get their feelings hurt. I live by that. That is so true. Because if you just keep going and you think that, oh, it's okay, I just want them to be happy. You know, I don't want to make him mad. I don't want to make her mad. You're not making anything better.
You're not helping nobody.
You're not helping anybody, yeah. So communication is one. You got to have trust. Trust is another big
Yeah,
thing.
but that goes other ways too. Like, if you're trying to like tell somebody the truth, they gotta receive it.
Yes.
That's like also very important. Like, communication's cool, but
Not just be defensive.
if it's going in one ear out the other, leave them. Anyways, but it goes both ways. You have to receive it. You have to understand that there are things that people are gonna say that are gonna hurt you, and you're either gonna get the good out of it and keep going, or you're gonna get the bad and start sinking.
Yeah.
It's just how it goes.
Another thing I would say is that you got to stop thinking that it's going to be rainbows and butterflies. That's just fairy tale. That's not true. That's just the movies. Don't think that your next relationship is going to be just like the movie you just watched, because honey, it's not going to be like that at all. You're going to go through some hard times, some really
I'm sorry,
hard
Ruben.
times. Sorry to everybody
Dang.
listening. No, but we have been through some really, really hard times. We've had some really ugly fights, things that are embarrassing to admit. And now, of course, like, now that time's passed, we kind of are like, do you remember that one time we fought about this?
Yeah, y'all laugh
and now we
about it.
laugh about it.
Yeah.
But at that time, I guarantee you, nobody
y'all
was
were
that.
Yeah,
angry.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Very ugly times, very hard times,
Yeah.
times of that we tested each other. But when I look back, it's just that whole thing about communicating. The next day of being like, hey, I said some things that I shouldn't have said. You said some things you shouldn't have said. And yes, you apologize, but then it's the question of like, okay, so what do we do now? Like, how do we get better?
Yeah.
And you got to stick to your word of what you said that you promised you were going to do to make the relationship better.
Yep.
So that's what I would say is just you got to communicate. Number one, you got to communicate.
Yeah.
I like that.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's,
And I
some
know
tough times.
SFO's been there through some of them, and it's almost embarrassing, but at the same time, I feel like we shouldn't feel embarrassed because that's how we grew, right? And had those situations not happened, I mean, I don't know who would be today.
Yes.
Would we still be immature? Would we still not realize when to admit when we're wrong?
yeah.
I mean, it's almost like a test. Like this big fight is gonna happen.
Oh,
Either
yeah.
you get through it,
Yeah.
or like you just let it break you guys up. And
Yeah,
it's like
sometimes
it's
it
kind of
ain't
like what
even
you want to.
Sometimes it isn't even
Fight
a
for.
big fight. Sometimes it lasts
It's just dumb.
a good while.
Yeah. It's things that have built up.
Like resentment and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. It's,
And it finally just boils over at the heat of the moment of like, oh yeah, you want to bring that up, well, I'm gonna bring this up,
yeah.
and then it's like a back and forth. And the thing about Jose and I is that, in a way, we're both very stubborn when we get angry.
And
I don't
two
wanna- I'm
very different. At the time, it was two very different ways of like solving issues.
Mm-hmm.
You would be more like, I want to get this done. Like something's wrong, I need to fix it now.
Right? Yeah. Of course.
And Jose's more like, hold on, let's plan it out. And it's like, no, let's get it done now. But yeah, I think like you're saying, like, and I guess just from another perspective, not trying to brag that I was always there, but I was there for a lot of the times. I'm not gonna
Sure.
point anything out specifically.
Roboto like 5 times already.
We know,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Because there'd be times where I would be worried, and I would be like, I love them both so much, and I really just am trying to help. I went from like worrying about y'all and wanting to be there to help as much as I possibly could to like, I don't ever worry about y'all anymore. Not that y'all don't pass my mind.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I don't
We
care
don't
for
care.
y'all.
You don't care
Nah,
about us.
but it's like,
cool.
you're always wondering like, oh, I wonder if that person's okay. Like ever since
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
last time you saw them, and now I'm just like, no, like,
No, we grew up. You have to grow up eventually.
yeah.
And so yeah, that's my take on my little advice to y'all.
For everyone listening,
Yes, for everyone listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can attest because like with me and Sal, it's like the number one thing is communication. Like love, obviously, but communication. I feel like it can either go so wrong or so good if you like utilize that. I guess. So that was my question.
I feel like that's how you know though. Like if you're communicating your true feelings to somebody and really how you feel about them, and they don't want to listen,
Yeah.
you're kind of just wasting time for a
Right.
bit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like if you're in a relationship and I don't know, it's just weird because I've been through so many like people's relationships, like just trying to help, and that's like the one thing that always happens is like someone tells you the truth and they get so hurt and they're like, do they even love me?
They'll get
And I'm
pissed
just like,
or
what?
something.
Like they're doing this for you in a way to like, it's been wild. But not, this isn't just with you.
No, no,
like,
no,
This is
of
with
course
a
not.
lot of people.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
So I think Ruben had some questions about
did.
motherhood.
Oh, okay.
Kinda. I would just, I just wrote some questions. I just wanted to see.
Because you're
So,
not
like-
only Laura, but you're a mom too.
I
you know?
am. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's
I
say
am.
like, whenever I guess you found out you were pregnant, like,
Mhm.
did you feel ready to be a mom?
I did.
Like you just knew.
I
You were
did.
ready?
Because you were
So-
trying, right? Like
Yes.
you guys. Okay.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
tried for 2 years.
It was planned.
Yeah, we were trying for 2 years. So of course, Olivia was planned, And at first, it was kind of a moment of shock because I was like, man, no way.
Like, too good to be true, maybe?
Yeah, it took a minute for it to sink in. And I was like, dude, I'm going to be a mom. Oh, my God, Jose's going to be a dad. We're going to be parents. Like,
yeah.
But yes, I did feel ready. Then, of course, the baby comes. And that's when you're kind of hit with the reality of like, oh, my God, were we really ready for this?
You just get nervous.
Yeah, it was crazy. My labor story is kind of traumatic, too. So whenever we had the baby, so of course you're pregnant for 9 months, duh.
Yeah.
The last week before she came, I was pretty miserable. I decided to take maternity leave a week early. And it was September. It was hot. It was like 100 degrees outside. Jose would not let me be by myself at home. I had to go everywhere with him because what if it happens? What if it happens? And I'm not there, blah, blah, blah. So there I am going with him everywhere. And he had a softball game. It was a Sunday. So it was what? September 18th, yes.
Dang,
he had a
you got the
softball
date.
game. Yes, I will always remember the day.
Nice.
And that day I was so hungry. Hungry. I ate everything in sight. And of course, how are you going to tell a pregnant girl like,
Yeah,
yo,
you're not
stop
gonna say
eating?
no.
You're not going to say nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, watch it. So hold on, we'll go back to that point here in a minute. So I'm at his softball game. I'm sweating. I'm big. I'm just like, dude, I just want to go home. We finally go home, and I'm like, a little midnight snack. Don't hurt nobody.
Yeah.
So I'm cutting out my apple slices, getting my peanut butter, and then Jose's like, "You're gonna eat again?"
Oh my God.
And I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
yes, I'm hungry. I want some apples. And he's like, Laura, you ate almost everything today. And I was just like, so I'm like, oh,
I would have
jerks.
cried.
I was like, well, you know what? Fine. I guess I won't eat. I regret not eating those damn apples. Because a few hours later at 6 a.m., Monday morning, September 19th, I went into labor. My water broke.
Man.
And I want to talk about water breaking. I know this is kind of like TMI. But you know how in the movies and the shows, like, you just hear the splash of water?
Yeah.
It's not like that. It is a
wow.
continuing flow of water. It is like you're peeing yourself for like hours.
Oh, wow.
And it never stops.
Oh, wow.
Never stopped. So I am soaked. We're going in the car. I am like just drenching the car seat. It's kind of gross. Sorry,
my
TMI.
gosh, that's crazy.
We're going up
No,
to the
that's good.
hospital. My pants are soaked. I'm waddling
Yeah.
because I am just like disgusted with myself. I'm like, dude, stop. Like, how do I make it stop? You can't make it stop.
Yeah, obviously.
And
Water breaking.
So then I'm finally in the hospital. I finally stopped, I guess. I really don't remember.
Wow.
And I was in labor for about 20 hours.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was in labor for 20 hours.
So does that mean like you're peeing for 20 hours?
So I got the
Or
epidural.
water breaking?
I got the
No.
epidural 4 hours in.
Oh.
So that's when I couldn't take the pain anymore. I was like, please, somebody make this stop. So they injected me with the epidural, and it felt like an eternity. Long story short, they kept telling us, okay, the baby's almost here. You're at a 9. You're at a 9. You know, get ready. So all of our family left the room. It was just me and Jose. And we're in there for about an hour and a half, and nothing is happening.
that would make me so mad.
I started shaking really bad. I started to feel like I was going to vomit. I was like, hey, something's wrong. Like, something's wrong. And then, of course, the doctor comes in with, like, 6 nurses. And when you say that, you're like, yeah, something's wrong. And they're like, okay, guys, we got to have a serious conversation. And we're like, okay. And the doctor's like, at this time, you have developed an infection. Your baby is now in distress. Her heartbeat keeps going up and keeps dropping. If we do not perform an emergency C-section at this time, your baby will not make it. And it's just like silence. Ooh. And then they're like, so what would you like for us to do? And I'm just like, I look at me and Jose, and I'm like, I want you to save my baby. What are you talking about? And they're like, okay. So they just start moving. They start unplugging me, all this stuff. And then I just start shaking, shaking. And then I start vomiting. Yeah. And then they have the nerve to tell me, no, you can't throw up. You're going to cause pressure, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, I can't stop. Like, I am nervous. I am like shaking. I don't even know what you just told me. You literally just told me I'm going to lose my baby. Yeah. So then they wheel me off. They put me in this room. They tell Jose not to go in. And I'm like, no, he's coming in here. Like, please don't leave me. And I remember just laying there. They set me down. And I felt like, I don't know, I felt weird because they make you extend your arms like this. Yeah. And you can't move. And I am just sobbing silently because I am just like
thinking the worst.
Thinking the worst. And I'm like, how did we get here? Like this, I just immediately started praying.
Getting scared.
Just crying silently. And then they start the procedure. So within maybe like 10 minutes, the baby was out. And then the anesthesiologist is the only one that was talking to me the whole time. Like, oh, you're doing great. The baby's going to be here any moment now. And then he goes, congratulations, your baby's here. And it is dead silent again. And then I'm like, why isn't she crying? Like, why isn't she crying? I start panicking. Yeah. And he's like, you need to relax. Like, they're working on her. And then you finally hear the cry. Dude, I just started crying all over again. I was like, oh my God.
Making me want to cry, man.
Yeah,
that sounds scary.
What made me cry even more is I heard Jose sobbing behind me.
Yeah.
Jose was just sobbing. And then, like, they're like, okay, Dad, do you want to hold the baby? So he got to hold Olivia first. I didn't get to see her. I didn't get to hold her. I didn't get to see her. They wheel me back into the room. And at this point, I am drugged up on all kinds of things. I got the epidural on me. I got numb stuff. I can't feel my waist down. I can't feel anything. Mm-hmm. They give me the baby. And this is now like 3 a.m. And they're like, okay, it's time to breastfeed. And they give me the baby. I'm holding the baby. I am drugged up, dude. Yeah. I'm looking down. I'm looking at her. And I'm just like, what is this? Why am I holding this kid? Like, whose baby is this?
Doesn't feel real.
Dude, it didn't feel real. And I feel mad still that I got robbed of that joy. Yeah. Of being able to be like, oh my God, it's my baby. I didn't feel that, if I had to be honest with you. I felt less like confused. I was just like, what? And I remember the doctor kept telling me like, okay, you got to do this, you got to do this. I was literally falling asleep holding my kid. Yeah. Yeah. So I never got to experience that joy.
That first time.
Yeah. Never got to experience that. And then, of course, then it was the first night of us being alone. And I was just like, oh my gosh, dude. The sleep deprivation is real. So if you like sleep, don't have kids. If you appreciate sleep, don't have kids.
I love sleep, man.
Jeez, man.
I know.
We're still not sleeping through the night to this day.
Really? She wakes up in the middle of the night?
She wakes up about once or twice. Sometimes she'll stay up for like 4 hours at night just wanting to talk and giggle and play.
No, I would be like, go to sleep.
And then she'll ask for Elmo at like 3 a.m. I'm like, girl, Elmo is asleep.
Yeah.
Elmo is not coming right now.
Elmo got a bedtime too.
Yes, Elmo's Mimi's. But no, so that's my labor story. It traumatized me to the point where I don't feel like I would ever want to have another baby. Just because, unfortunately, the next baby would have to be a C-section again. And the recovery from a C-section was brutal. I literally felt handicapped. I couldn't get up to go to the bathroom because I felt like I was going to rip open.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I felt the pressure of them cutting me open. I felt the pressure of them putting me back together. My C-section ended up opening my wound. The staples came out. That was scary. So if you were going to ask me if I wanted another baby, I would respectfully say no.
That was eventually coming.
No, just because I don't think I could survive.
Yeah. I mean, just what you told.
I mean, I know like a lot of people say like one's probably hard, but maybe the second one's easier.
No, ma'am.
But it's like you don't want to risk it, you know?
No.
It's almost like I don't know how to say it, like dehumanizing to feel all that. I don't know. So no, that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
That scary for me. Very scary.
Yeah, I couldn't walk. I couldn't sit. I had to sleep on our couch for 3 months because I couldn't get on our bed. So my couch was my bed for 3 months.
And then like to have that as a first time mom, like that's the beginning. Yeah. You just you envision coming home with your baby, walking in with the dad, and then just starting life. But instead you're having to worry about yourself, kind of more, and it's a little sad.
And what's even sadder is that some women who have C-sections get shamed.
Yeah, because it's not a real birth,
they
right?
Get told that you didn't really give birth, and I'm just like,
no, it was a fucking competition.
Like,
I didn't know that,
bro. My kid almost died. Yeah, like. I obviously was not able to give natural birth. Yeah. What'd you want me to do? Yeah. Like, what would have been more shameful?
Force that baby out. Don't cut me open.
Yeah, kill me in the process. Because I could have died too. Yeah. So it was kind of like, people who say that are just very ignorant. And, I mean, there is no competition. You get no cookie. There is no prize for how you gave birth, dude. I mean, the prize is the baby. Yeah. But you don't get an award because you had the baby in an hour or you had the baby naturally. You get nothing.
Yeah. That's a real thing. There's people that say that you didn't really give birth because
you cut through 7 layers of me.
That sounds insane.
Yeah.
I also heard that it's actually really common for women to like have issues and like lose a baby. So
whenever they ask you like, what do you want to do? Like, what was the option? I mean, I figure the option is go with the
So
C-section.
when you first get there, they make you sign a bunch of legal documents saying that in the event of an emergency, you consent for the hospital to do whatever they need to do.
Okay.
And it's crazy to me that they give the people the option to say no.
Yeah.
Like, why would you even present that option to someone? And I mean, I guess everybody has their own reasons, but in that moment, I was like, why are you even asking? Like, do your job. Save me, save the baby. But yeah, so.
But if you would have had it naturally, the risk was losing the baby or losing you more, which one, or like both equally.
I guess had we not signed, I mean, we would have lost the baby. Yeah. So it's really sad.
Yeah.
Because it's like, dude, we waited all this time to finally meet her, and you're gonna tell me that I can't. And then, you know, and it's.
I mean,
it
9
is
months
sad.
plus 2 years because you were trying for 2 years.
Yeah, and there's women who unfortunately have stillbirths. You know, the
Yeah,
baby,
that's so
baby
sad.
doesn't make it, and this is so sad. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like, oh my god.
That's like the worst thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm pretty sure it's equally as hurtful, but like miscarrying at an early age,
Yeah.
it's like different a little bit because then like you've carried the baby for 9 months and then it's like, you know.
And you're expecting it.
Yeah, it's a little different, but I'm sure it hurts just the same.
Oh yeah. Loss is loss.
Loss is
right?
loss, yeah. And which is actually really common in women, miscarrying.
Yeah,
it's
that's-
like,
yeah.
I don't know if it's half, but like it's very common to
Mhm.
miscarry. It's so scary.
I saw that. I was like, that's actually wild.
Yeah, like
The
at
fact
first,
that she almost lost it too is,
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, this just proves it.
yeah, at first I thought miscarrying was like kind of rare, but no, that thing's
It's pretty common, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really common.
Like you could be the healthiest person ever, and you
Mhm.
could still miscarry, and that's
Mhm.
so weird, so wild to me.
Mhm.
But that's a beautiful story. Even though it's
Yeah.
scary, it's beautiful.
Yeah, of course. It's how Olivia came.
Yeah, I know.
It's how she was brought to this world, and yeah.
If you were guaranteed, like some way, somehow, that was not going to happen, you would have had a great, perfect birth in the future. Would you want kids or no?
Maybe my mental health would have been different too. Maybe my perspective of everything would have been different. But like I said, you know, back to how I felt like I was robbed. I feel like we've been robbed of a lot of opportunities that I just don't think I could go through it again.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't think
And you
so.
were robbed. I mean, I'm sure he was robbed too, but mainly you. Because he couldn't, like, walk even after.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's terrible. I definitely respect your
Did they
decision.
not let him in whenever you wanted him in?
Yeah,
Or
they had to get him into like this suit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was the whole thing. Is that they
Okay.
made him get into this big blue suit, and I was just like, dude, I need
Yeah.
somebody in here. You're not gonna leave me by myself.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, obviously, it's possible that he can be in there, so why would they even try to tell him that he can't be in there?
exactly.
Yeah.
But they then explained that they needed to prep him
Yeah.
to be sanitized before he went in.
Oh,
the room.
yeah.
And I was like, y'all could have just said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They're like, Laura, it's not that he's not coming.
Yeah.
We just have to prep him.
Yeah.
I would have been like, that's the last thing I
He's
want.
gonna be in here in a moment. No,
Yeah.
just straight up ignored me and made me cry. I was like, you bitches.
I know. yeah.
Like, y'all see, y'all put me through enough already.
I'm
But-
pretty sure Jose looked at you like a warrior after that.
Yes,
Oh,
I
no
hope
doubt.
so. Yeah, I think so. I think that a lot of people saw me differently.
100%. Like, who can go through that? That's so
Mm-hmm.
scary.
Can only imagine how scared he would. I guess he would have been if like he wasn't able to be in the room with you. Like
The
for once said
weight,
no.
the
So-
weight. Yeah.
Like and you were by yourself.
When we were back in the
Wow.
room, when they told us, you know, when they were getting me ready and I was I was in the middle of vomiting. And I had always told him, like, you know, what if we have a kid one day and like it's either me or the baby? Who are you gonna pick? And he was like, dude, don't ask me that. I'm always gonna pick you. So in that
That
moment,
reminds me of a question, but yeah.
in that moment, I told him, I was like, hey, I remember I'm just emotional. I'm a complete wreck. And I was like, please save her. Please save her. Like, let me go. Like, I'm trying not to cry.
Dang.
I was like, I have lived 27 years. She's new to this. Like, she didn't ask for this. Like, just let me go. And he's like, what are you talking about? Are you crazy? And I'm like, no, you got to promise me that if things go bad, you're going to pick Olivia. And then he was like, Laura, I can't do that. And I'm like, just tell me you're going to pick her. Please just tell me. And he's like, okay, I'll pick her. And then I was just like, a moment of like relief for me because I was like, gosh, man, okay, fine. I'm good. Like, if I don't make it, my baby's going to make it. But obviously, we're both here.
Yeah.
But that was a very emotional conversation that we
Yeah.
had.
I wonder if he meant that or if he just told you that to like
I don't know.
reassure you.
Probably said
Yeah.
yeah.
The world
He
may
probably
never
just wanted
know.
to-
Don't
we'll
worry
never
about it.
know. But
Yeah.
I really hope in my heart that he would have picked her. Cause
That's very sweet of you, but like,
I would have been so mad. Like, why did you pick me? Or I guess not. Why did you pick me? But dude, like I told you, I've lived 27 years of my life. I've had a good run.
But also, I
You
think
can
for
let me
him,
go.
what if he wanted you as the mother to his children? You know, you guys could have tried for another one. He probably was like, "What about me?"
I mean,
Like,
if
Yeah.
all that happened, I don't
know.
I don't think I would be in the mind to try
But then
again.
Olivia
like
would've-
if that was an option,
Yeah.
like imagine you go through like a birth and then you had to choose between your wife and your daughter and
newborn.
you choose your wife. I don't think you would go for another kid. I wouldn't know, but
I mean, everyone's
in my
different.
mindset,
Yeah.
I don't think
I don't think we would have tried. For
that would
another
be
one. I
like-
think we would have been like,
because it's that
this is
trauma.
it.
I feel
Yeah,
like that
dude,
trauma's
it's
a
It's
lot.
traumatic. Yeah.
They're asking you to choose.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Pick a life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
But then it's also like you have to look at it as Olivia would have had no mom. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She would have never known her mom. And that comes with the whole life.
Jose would have been fine though.
No.
I would haunt
I
him.
mean, he would have been fine, but
if
like
he
she-
ever remarries, if I'm gone, I'm gonna haunt him, girl. No man,
Exactly, that's what I'm
sir, you're not gonna
saying.
replace
Come
me.
back as a worm and just fall
Yeah,
in
I'm
with
gonna
her.
reincarnate as a worm that never dies.
Yeah.
She's gonna be like, "Who the fuck is
Who
taking
is
a
this?
shower?
Yeah.
He's gonna be dead.
I'ma bother his new
Who's
wife.
taking a
Yeah.
shower in our restroom?"
I'm gonna crawl up in.
and then she's gonna see me turn around and be like,
and do it.
"What was that noise?" Nah.
Oh, God.
I'm the worm you can't get rid of.
I'm not.
But yeah,
No,
so
that's funny because you said that because one of the questions I wanted to, if I was here with his interview, I wanted to ask him. I don't know what exactly the situation, but it came to a point. I was like, "Who would you choose to save if it came down to it? Like your mom, your wife, or your daughter?"
man, that's a good question.
And I've seen like people interview these guys, asking them, and they have different answers. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it seems like a lot of them would choose. I think a lot of them would say their mom first and then their wife.
Nah, heck.
But
no.
then some people were saying like, that's the wrong. It's always going to be your
Your
wife,
Yeah, everybody has their
Wife.
opinion. Yeah.
Right.
their daughter. Some of them also put their daughter because it's their daughter.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of them were favoring their wife because she's like,
I guess it also
Your-
depends like
your wife.
what age you are.
yeah.
Like if your daughter's grown and she ain't done shit, but like, you know, but I'm just saying, I'm just saying, but like if your
Yeah.
daughter's grown,
Yeah.
it's a different answer
Your
than if
daughter's
you
a
would
loser.
have.
Yeah.
I know, right? But then if you had an infant, you know what I mean? I feel like that
Yeah.
too might come into.
Yeah. I was just
Effect.
really curious to see what he would think. What he
Oh,
would
dude,
say.
straight child.
He would have said
My mom's
Olivia.
lived a good life,
Oh,
and
that's
I don't want my wife to end up having to know that I picked her
Uh-huh.
over what she carried for 9 months and has taken care of for however old the child is.
Yeah.
Because it's not right. Like, it's the same thing. Like, if I wouldn't want them to pick me, I wouldn't want anybody to pick me.
Wow.
Because same thing like Laura says. I've
Yeah.
lived a good life.
I've had my run.
I've
'Cause
done
a
a
lot
lot of fun things, you know?
Yeah,
So,
because a lot of the reasons I would say is like their mom, because it's their mom, like she gave birth to me and all that, and then someone would say, I married my wife, I made a vow to my wife, like in whatever the sickness,
Yeah.
health, and
Right,
till
right.
death do us part, whatever, and then like their daughter's like their daughter.
that's actually very interesting.
But-
like, if
so
somebody.
they
who-
made good arguments for each one. I don't remember exactly, but I was just like curious of what he would have thought. But,
I think he
I'll
would have
have
said
to ask him.
Olivia. He
so
would've
I
said
can
Olivia.
only imagine. That's why I can understand like why he probably would have picked you if it came down to a situation between like your daughter.
Yeah,
and
I
you.
think I've asked
'Cause
him like,
it's
you remember
not-
when we had that conversation? He's like, dude, yes, and I told you I'd pick you,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you would have picked me, and he was just like, yes. What am I gonna do by myself with the baby? And I'm like,
Yeah.
raise her. Like, what are you talking about?
Because the fact he didn't even second guess it, like he wanted,
Yeah.
you know, he
So
seems
I-
pretty set.
That's so
Yeah.
valid, though.
I
Like,
think
his
he,
choice is
I
really
think he
valid.
told me he'd pick Olivia just to calm me down. Like, okay, yeah, let me reassure her. But
Yeah.
in the end,
Damn.
I'm not picking her.
But it would have never been his true
Oh.
choice.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Oh,
crazy.
that's like a movie plot.
I'm gonna
movie.
tell her that when she goes out.
Write that down. Write that
And then
down.
she'll
You're
be
all
like, I would
mad.
not have chosen you. I'm just kidding.
That's some Charlie St. Cloud stuff. Right
Yeah,
there.
dude.
No, but
You're
yeah.
probably stressing that man. He's probably scared with you, and you're making him like.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
Dude, I
know.
was worried because I remember I think I was messaging him. He's like, she's going in labor, and then it was quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was asking him, I was like, can I go? Do you need anything? Do you need food? Like, are you okay? Nothing.
Yeah, dude.
Nothing.
He
And I was like,
stressed.
and I remember I was at work and my coworkers like, you gotta go? And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I think I do gotta go. But then at that time, I think I could go visit. So I left
Yeah,
out.
you were one of the few friends that came to visit us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
at the hospital.
I was the second one there.
That's
The
dope.
dude from Oklahoma beat me.
Chris, my best friend Chris was
Really?
there. Yes.
No, I love Chris.
My best
Chris is
friend
cool.
Chris.
Yeah. Wow.
He was there.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I'm at work. I got to shower.
So he must have left as soon as he got the text. She's going
Yeah.
into labor. I'm
Chris
on
and
my
I
way.
have been friends since like 7th grade.
Oh wow.
So we go way, 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 way back, and
Wow.
we've been through life together. A lot of ups and downs.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's friendship trauma, but I feel like we've all been friends. We've all had friends. We've all have lost friends, right? Not because, well, I guess because of actions, things that have been said and stuff. But for me, my friends, if you are my friend, if you're lucky enough to be my friend, let me state
If you're
that.
not ugly.
Let me stop. That's so mean. No, but anyways, if you're lucky enough to be my friend, you know that you mean the entire world to me, and I would do anything for you. And for me, Chris will always hold a special place in my heart because that is not my friend. That is more like my brother. We have been through a lot together, things that not a lot of people can go through together. And we did go through the awkward stages of like people thought that we were madly in love with each other and that we were going to end up together. And
He's straight, right?
huh?
Is he straight?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Nah, no, I'm playing. Nah,
A little sideways. No, but we went through that a lot, and we were like, no, dude, like we really are just good friends. And I understand how people can think that, a girl and a guy
course.
can never really just be friends.
Yeah.
But I swear it on Olivia's life that me and Chris have always only just been friends. And to speak about friendships and, breakups and friendships, I think friendship breakups hurt more than actual breakups,
Yeah.
in
you
my
gotta
opinion.
let go. Cut it out.
Oh, because sometimes, you're losing a friend that you shared memories with, you told secrets to, you went through stuff together. And you go through that with a relationship, like with an actual person, but I feel like a friend just cuts deeper.
It does cut deeper. I don't know what it is, but it does.
Cuts deeper. So to give you all the long story short, Chris has always been there for me, was there for me through one of the hardest parts of my life. And at one point, he had a girlfriend that didn't like me very much. She was very insecure about, I guess, my friendship with him.
Yeah,
And
of course.
when we would hang out and, Snapchat and all that stuff was really big and popping, still is. And I would be like, dude, let's take a picture. And we would take a picture. She's like, all right, but don't post that. And I'm like, why? And he's like, oh, because she's going to see it. And I'm like, man, I don't give a f- if she sees it. Like, who is she to tell me I can't post something? So I've tried to calm it down, but I've always had a really big ego. And we'll get to the root of that. But anyways, so he had this girlfriend. She didn't like me, blah, blah, blah. And I don't remember exactly what happened, but I got so mad. And I told him, I was like, dude, you got your head so far up to this girl's ass. I was like, you should be ashamed of yourself. So then we started fighting, and we didn't talk for like 3 years.
Damn.
And during this time, he lost a really good friend, Jeff. Jeff passed away.
I lost Mark too.
Yeah. So in that time when Jeff died, I knew that Chris and Jeff were good friends. And I messaged Chris this like lengthy message of like, dude, I'm so sorry for loss. Like, if there's anything I can do for you, please let me know, blah, blah, blah. All he said was thanks. And I got so mad because I was like, how the hell are you going to disrespect me like that? Yeah. Anyways.
Because it took a lot for you to like reach out.
Reach
and
out
stuff.
and swallow your pride and stuff.
So we didn't talk for a while. I missed him. I missed him going to medical school. He missed me getting engaged. He missed my wedding day.
Oh yeah.
We missed a lot in each other's life based off of a stupid argument because of a stupid girl.
Which he's no
they're
longer
broken up,
with,
right?
He is no longer with her.
Yeah.
So time went on, and one day, I don't know what came up in my head. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go check up on him. Let me see what he's doing. So I go on his Instagram, and all her pictures are gone. And I'm like, oh my God, they broke up.
Yeah.
So then I told my friend Ashley, I was like, dude, I think Chris broke up with Homegirl. And she was like, nuh-uh. So then we put two and two together. Yeah, they broke up. So then I'm like, should I reach out to him again? And she was like, go for it, dude. I mean, you have nothing to lose. So then I eventually was like, hey, Chris, like, I know that we've had our differences and we had our argument, but I'm ready to make amends with you, like, if you are. He calls me and he's like, hey, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? And I was just like, what do you mean? Like, dude, we haven't talked in like 3 years. And he was like, yeah, because I thought you were mad at me. And I was like, Yeah, don't you remember why we fought? And then we talked about it, and then we decided to meet up at Cheddar's. I thought he was
Wow.
gonna flake on me. I was like, man, this man gonna stand me up.
Yeah.
No,
Flaking to this day.
flaking to this day. He showed up and we hugged in that parking lot, and I was just like, dude, they're actually shutting down. They're going bankrupt. They're no.
Oh, I know you did.
Are
say
you
that.
serious?
Yeah, they
I
are.
love Cheddar's. Me and Sal go there all the time.
Yeah, they're closing down a bunch of locations.
Good.
What about the one in
It's
LC?
too
I
expensive.
don't know, but that's the one we went to.
Okay.
So anyways, back to the story. So we spent 3 hours talking, catching up, blah, blah, blah. And we are good friends to this very day, to this very moment. We have reconnected our friendship, and he is someone that I will refuse to lose again.
Yeah.
And I think that he can say the same thing about me too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Chris means a whole lot to me. And that's someone that I will never lose again.
Yeah. That's great.
That's good, and also to the
Dang.
point where like Jose doesn't feel like
Oh,
threatened.
Yeah, yeah.
no, not at all.
That's good.
Not at all. I've gone out with Chris before to go get a beer at Twin Peaks after work. I'm like, dude, you want to go get a beer? And he said, yeah, dude, I'll meet you up. And we meet up. And I think we're actually planning on hanging out next Friday to catch up on life because it's been a while. And he did move to Oklahoma. He has a girlfriend. But the girlfriend's cool this time.
Yeah.
That's, yeah, I was about to say.
She, yeah, we're cool. I have her number. We talk every now and
That's
then.
good.
So we're,
But I get why the
Everything's
girl would be
cool.
mad. I get it.
Yeah.
But like she just has to know that there's literally nothing between you
dude,
guys.
I'm married now.
Yeah, you're
Like,
married. That's probably why she's cool with it. She knows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Nah, I think she was cool.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
pretty
a nice
sure Chris
girl.
mentioned it before.
I mean, again, communication. As long as you let the girl know, there's literally nothing.
Right. No,
There should
yeah.
be nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, but that's my background of
Yeah.
little Chris.
That's.
And
Little
she
Chris.
gave a whole
Little Chris.
story about Chris,
Swole
but not
Chris.
U.S.
Hold
I'm kidding. I'm
Y'all want to
kidding.
know a story about me and Esfo?
Yeah, I
I'll tell
do.
you right now.
on.
So this
Approved.
This is the very beginning of when I met SFL. I don't know if you remember,
Again?
but I went off on you one time.
Oh, you. I mean, how many times?
I've been off on you, but this time I'll always say that we went to go play kickball. Went to go play kickball, and I don't know what you said, but you're like, man, I don't even want to get to know you. And I said, man, I don't even want to get to know you either. What the fuck you talk about? Blah blah blah. And I just kept running my mouth. And my friend Edith was there at the time, and she was like, dude, chill out. That's Jose's friend. I'm like, I don't give a fuck whose friend he is.
Dude,
I don't
I
give
do
a fuck if he's the
remember that.
president of the United States. I will talk to him however I want. I was just mad disrespectful.
Did I really say that?
Yes, you said that to me, and I said that back to you, and you didn't say nothing to
Nah,
me, and
I
I was
don't
like, I
believe
won.
it. I don't
said,
believe it.
I won. You know, he don't want none of
You
this.
know what's funny? I remember playing kickball that day. Never remember you being mad or even saying
Yeah,
anything
I
or
said
even
that.
yelling.
I said that to you.
I told you you have a bad memory.
Yeah, he does.
He only remembers what he wants to.
Yeah,
remember.
what he wants.
Right.
Get
Look
his
at the
ass.
beginning.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm gonna throw away anything that's traumatizing or negative energy, bro. I'm not keeping that.
Yeah,
I learned my lesson. I move on.
Yeah. Throw it away.
Clearly, I learned my lesson.
You did.
That's one of my greatest
You got to
friends.
know me. You got to know me, y'all.
Yeah.
So like,
You know what? That what's crazy
Mm.
is that makes so much sense because I am. If it was directed towards you and you are 100% sure,
Yes.
I mean, I'll apologize now, but it doesn't really matter.
It's cool.
But
That was like 10 years ago.
people were like, Laura thinks you don't like her for like the longest. And I was like, what? Why? And I was like, I met her first. I was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, man, she thinks you don't like her. And I was like, what did I do? And I was like, I never. So I'm pretty sure if I did say it, I'm 100% sure I didn't mean it. But like, that's so crazy because now this makes sense. Because people would come up to me and I would be like, I didn't know. I was like, yeah, people would be like, Laura thinks you don't like her. And I was like, why? If I don't like you, I'm going to tell you I don't like you.
Yeah.
And then they were like, yeah, no. And then I guess Jose was really worried about it. About me not liking you because
I don't care if
we're
you don't
really
like me.
close. And I was like, why? And I was like, I was like, I'm so confused, bro. Me and Laura have gone with Jose to so many places and I never
Oh my
got any like,
God, yeah.
and I was like, I'm confused. Did I say something? Clearly, I didn't remember.
Yeah.
Because I do remember playing dodgeball.
Convenient.
Yeah, I do remember playing dodgeball, and I do remember getting into it with one of the guys because I was talking shit to him. But damn, that makes so much sense. Now I understand why people in the beginning of y'all's relationship were like, "You don't like her," and I was like, "What? I never said I hated her." But
Dang.
Wow, everything's coming full circle. That is wild.
You're
If only we had a camera and just looked at the footage to see if she's right.
I'm not saying she's wrong.
No, yeah.
I'm 100%.
I just wish
sure
we had
she's probably
concrete
right.
proof.
I am right.
Because
Yeah.
I talk a lot of
I'm
shit
always
when I
right.
play sports. So
I
I'm
wanna
pretty
see,
sure she's
like-
right.
It was a
SFL
long
2
time.
feet in front of her, looking at her dead in her face and saying, "I don't want to get to know you," or whatever.
It's funny because I don't remember her friend being there. I
yeah.
just remember you
Yeah,
being
she
there.
was there.
I don't even.
I don't even see SO saying that at all to anyone today.
Yeah,
Like, I don't see that.
I think you're lying.
Y'all should have been there. Okay,
No,
that's
no.
fine.
No,
No,
it's just
I
like,
believe you. I believe you. I'm just saying, like, I didn't know he was like that back then.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I
it
didn't
was
know
different
either.
back then, bro.
it's cool. We squashed it. We're good friends
I
now.
didn't even know we squad, bro. It was just meeting up, going to eat, and then they're like.
I let it go. I
Yeah.
let
It was
go.
funny because I think I had an event here, like a UFC fight or what I always used to have, and then that's when they told me like, "Hey, Jose's bringing Laura. Is that okay?" And I was like,
He was gonna beat his ass.
and I was like, yes. And then Jose asked, "Hey, I'm bringing
Yeah.
Laura. Is that cool?" And I was like, yes. And then I think my cousin was the one who was like, everybody thinks you don't like her. And then that's when I was just like, I don't understand what's going on. Why are you asking me if you can bring her? I don't care. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's a while. Everything's coming full circle.
So, like, God forbid, you know, Laura and Jose split up. Like, are you choosing sides? Like, who would you like
Oh
to
my
defend
god!
more?
I was gonna ask that too,
man.
actually.
He's picking
And you have to pick one.
I have to pick
No,
sides?
because
No,
I
pick
honestly
one, like-
say if that did happen, I honestly thought he would hang out with both. Honestly,
He would hang out with both
But-
separately. But, like, what if they both told you cut off the other person?
I would never do that.
no, they
She would never do that,
I
but
would
he
never do
wouldn't
that.
either.
Then you have to pick Laura then, because. Well, first of all, I feel like you should pick Laura only because you.
Why are
picked
you
first.
making my
Yes,
decision
you
for
put
me?
it odds,
never
bro.
said-
They both just said, well, he
Yeah,
didn't
no
say
way.
that, but she said she would never do that.
I
I
would
never
never do
said
that.
you have to. I'm
Yeah.
saying I feel like
She said
you
I
should.
had to. She said pick one, you have to.
Oh, I guess, but
Yeah.
I meant like, I feel like you should because you were friends with her first. I mean, you flexed about it like 5 times already.
Oh, when I mean friends, I meant like we were classmates and we were cool.
So we weren't friends.
We were, but
We were
like
just
it
like-
Were you
wasn't.
seeing him backtracking?
Classmates.
I see.
Yeah, classmates.
Classmates.
Yeah.
It was cool,
Yeah.
but like
That's not how you made it
it's
seem,
'cause,
though.
okay, you got to think about it. Like in high school, a lot of people leave, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
and we were cool. I was cool with a bunch of other people too.
yeah.
And then when a friendship lasts outside of high school, it's like, oh, that's a real friend. You know what I mean? But she came in like later.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
back to your question.
Because a lot of people ask, like,
I
or
think
say
you would
like,
pick both.
that guys, your guy's girlfriend is not your friend.
Yeah,
That
that's how
type
it's
thing.
like
So
perceived.
it's like
I
it's
think.
supposed to ask. Yeah.
I had to tell Laura that so many times. That's not true.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I feel like.
I don't know if you remember because
Mm-mm.
we partied a lot.
Yeah. we did.
But I just remember what happened one time for some weird reason. You asked me, I don't know how we got to it, but it was like if Jose was to leave and it's always him leaving.
Yeah.
I go
Always
wild. I'm leaving, and then I'll be back the next morning. But it was like if Jose leaves and leaves Laura with the house, and I was like, oh, I'd move in, like to one of the other rooms, because that's a whole other income that's coming out, and I don't want her to stress about that.
Mhm.
And the same thing with Jose. If Laura was to leave, I would move in with Jose because that's another income. Like I would be there to spot as long as I could. It ain't gonna be much, but I'm gonna do what I can in a way.
Yeah.
You
So
hear that, Laura? So if that ever happens,
I know who to come to.
yeah.
she knows that already.
Don't speak for Laura.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Do not speak for me.
Straight obs, bro.
It's so
Just to
funny.
get it.
She's
I
an
know.
op, man.
I'm your
I don't
op.
think
I have to. I
she
have
is.
to like put you in your place a little
You're
bit.
an op too. No, I'm playing.
No, not put you in your place, but like call you out. You know,
Sometimes.
gotta humble you. There
Sometimes
you
you gotta get your.
I don't know. I gotta get humble. I gotta be head. I don't know.
Yeah.
go. Playfully humbled. You know, not seriously humbled.
I gotta ask,
Okay.
who came up with the name Olivia?
I did.
Why?
I am a big
How?
fan of Law and Order Special Victims Unit,
Oh.
and the main detective is named Olivia Benson.
Ah,
So
the
that's
show?
the name. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mhm.
wow.
Yeah, you Google that real quick.
We
Wow.
watched that. We
Olivia.
watched
Did you
Law and
always
Order.
know, or like when you were pregnant?
I really, I was just like, I love the name Olivia. And that was a show
Yeah.
that I have watched the show so many times. And
Yeah,
yeah,
me too.
that's
Were
quite
there
a
other
bit.
names that you didn't choose? Like
No.
no.
I think it was always just Olivia.
Oh,
that's sweet and easy.
I like that.
I just knew that was going to be her name, Olivia.
Her middle name is I forgot.
She does not have a middle name.
Oh no.
Oh, so just
Okay.
Olivia
It's
Cavazos?
Goku.
Just Olivia Cavazos.
I like that.
Olivia
Yes.
Goku.
Goku. Olivia Cavazos.
Yeah.
Did
we call
Go-
her.
I could have
Jose
sworn
not
she had a
have
middle
one?
name, but I guess not.
No, it's a trick question. She has no middle name.
Wow. None of Nydia wanted one for her?
We were thinking of Olivia Grace.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, but
Oh.
then we were like, okay, our families are like super Mexican. Like, are they gonna be able to say Grace? They're gonna call her something.
Gracias.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
weird. And then plus the last name, it didn't really mix together, so we'll just leave
Grace
it as
Cavazos.
Olivia.
Mm.
So that's her name, Little Liv.
Aw.
Live.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to have like a boy, did you have boy names picked out?
Yes.
What were your boy names?
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Seabass.
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Seabass.
Sebastian. Yeah, that would have been his name.
Did you guys have a preference? I guess it doesn't matter. 'Cause
We
you have a
wanted
girl.
a boy.
Really?
Aw.
We were really hoping for a boy.
That's okay though.
You
Try
hear that?
again.
You hear that?
Yeah. I know. I'm not
Try
trying
again.
again. I am not trying again. Then we try again as a girl.
Imagine you get
That's
another girl.
crazy. I'm not gonna know what to name her.
You gotta keep going until you get a boy.
No, who's just gonna be outnumbered by girls?
That's
Oh.
good. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And he's always like, "Man, she's gonna have your attitude and blah blah." And I'm like, "Good. I hope she does."
That's why she
Yeah.
made Mug Eric.
Yeah, that's why she don't like nobody. She just like me.
She looks just like
Jose,
him.
I
I'm
know.
so
It's
sorry.
okay,
Really?
girl. It's all right.
Oh,
But
I
she's
didn't
the
even get a
cutest
good
little
look at
thing,
her.
and she's so cute. But yeah, I feel like she has his like
She's
face.
his twin.
Aw, that's
And
so
right now
funny.
she's all about daddy.
Yep.
Daddy? Daddy?
Of course.
Yeah.
So she's a daddy's
my
girl.
God. Oh, yes. If you hug Jose and you're like, my daddy,
Mm-hmm.
in front of her, she gets upset. And she'll like push your hand off of him and she'll hug him and tell you, my daddy.
Mission accepted.
And I'm just like, girl, get away from him. Like,
Yeah, she probably she has him wrapped around her finger.
Oh, yes, yes. And I just, it brings joy to me and like almost makes me want to cry because like I told you, like, we didn't grow up with a father figure.
Yeah,
So to see that, it just warms my heart because I'm like, dude,
that's perfect. It's like what you didn't have.
yes.
Yeah,
What I didn't have.
Yeah.
And what he didn't have.
yeah,
You know? So now he gets to be the dad that he always wanted, you know?
yeah.
If that makes sense. But
Aw, that's so
And you're kind of like living through her in a way. Like
we're healing our inner child.
yeah,
Is
yeah.
how I would say it. Because I think he talked about how when it was Christmas time, we went to Walmart and we were just throwing stuff in his basket. Like, don't even look at the
Yeah,
price
yeah.
tag, just throw it in there.
Yeah,
And then we got to the
spoiler.
checkout line and I'm like, dude, look at this basket. It's
Yeah.
crazy. And then we wrapped it up and we put it under the Christmas tree. And I took a step back and I was just like, wow. Because, you know, whenever you grow up poor, you're very grateful for what you have, right?
Mhm.
And now that as an adult, now that I'm a mom and I'm able to provide with my kid, I just want her to feel, I want her to have what I never had, if that makes sense. Like to her to enjoy the things that I wish I could have enjoyed. And no, you know, no disrespect to my mom, because I know my mom did the absolute best to raise all of us, and she did it all on her own. But me quedé con las ganas, like, you know, even going to the book fair at school. Like how you wanted
Yeah.
this, you wanted that, but your mom only gave you $5 and now you can't really spend all that.
Yeah.
I
Seeing
want
all
her
your
to be
friends
like-
buy whatever they want. and you're
Yeah,
just
I
like,
want her to take my card and just have
Yeah.
at it, man. Buy whatever you want.
Connor
Yeah.
Like Kyle bought the whole damn bookstore. No.
There's no more bookstore. Yes, like just I don't know, just to really heal our inner child. And I
Yeah.
plan on taking her to Disney World on her 5th birthday.
Aw,
That's my goal. So
that'd be amazing.
I think he also mentioned Jose that like I don't know what age he said, but like he wanted to buy her first car. Are you like all in on that too?
yes, she's gonna struggle just like I did.
Wait, so you would buy her a car? Or you wouldn't?
I'm gonna buy her a car, but it's not gonna be anything.
No, like
like
new
okay.
2025, 2045 car.
Yeah.
It'd be a
Yeah.
2010, 2020 car.
Hey, like, here's your car.
Yes.
Where's the
The
engine?
AC don't work.
Figure it out.
You
Yeah.
gotta roll the windows down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had a car that was like that. My first car was a Mustang. It was an 05 Mustang. I was so proud of that car because I thought I was so cool. That thing was a death trap. Towards its last days, it wouldn't go past 65 miles an hour. It would shake
Oh
so
my
bad.
God.
The seatbelts wouldn't work on either side, so you had to sit on the seatbelt. The radio would work every now and then. What else didn't work? The
Yeah.
door would jam. To turn the key, you had a fobble. So if, like, God forbid, I was ever getting chased,
Yeah.
I would have been dead.
Yeah. The car ain't started.
Oh,
I was
no.
like, wait, give me a moment.
Yeah.
Let me keep trying. And you would have to flip the key on the other side to start, and that wouldn't work
Oh
and
my
go back.
God.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
an
no.
adventure. Yes, it was great. And then one
That's
time
so
when I was
funny.
leaving Target at like 2 a.m, my alternator died. I think that's what happened. So all of the lights shut off in my car, and I had no idea. And so I like looked down and I'm like, hey, like there's like no lights on. So what's happening? I don't know anything about cars.
Yeah.
So I pull over to the side to this gas station and I turn the car off and the car wouldn't turn back on. So I'm like stranded at 2
man.
a.m. at this random gas station.
Yep.
I am calling Jose to come save me, never answered the phone.
Dang.
So then I had to call my mom, and my mom had to call my stepdad. And my stepdad comes in like his like little pantuflas, like his little slippers and his pajamas. And I'm like, dude, you look so goofy. Because this man's
Yeah.
usually like in his construction wear. He was in a robe and everything. And I was just like, all right. So we struggled to get the car back. It was like now 4 a.m. when we finally got the car back to the house. Yeah. I was so over that car.
That would be my last straw. I would be like, okay, I'm not driving. with
Dude,
this car
I
anymore.
cried. So I upgraded from that to a Mercedes.
Nice.
And I was like, yes, I made it. But then whenever they were like, hey, they're loading up your Mustang on the tow truck, you want to go say goodbye? Dude, I was crying out there. I was like, Bobby, no.
Yeah.
Come back.
It's the memories.
And then I had a dream that the dealership bought the Mustang back and they restored it and everything, and it was
That's
my
one
gift.
hell of a dream.
Dang. That thing
I
went
was
straight to the
so
junk.
happy. Yeah, literally probably got
Picked
smashed.
apart.
Yeah. And I remember that the sales guy, his name was Charles, he was like, dude, they're talking so much shit about your car. And I was like, why? And they were like, the pre-owned director was like, does this thing even start? That's mad disrespectful. Like, how you going to diss me like that? Yeah, so that's the story of my first car.
But you had a lot of trophies on there too on the dash, huh? A bunch of those check engine lights.
Yes.
Yeah.
The check engine light never turned off.
Yeah.
In the 7 years I drove
Different
that thing.
lights.
all the emojis.
Dude, we
All the
almost got up to
emojis.
300,000 miles on that thing.
Oh, that
I think
that
I
makes
traded in
sense.
with
No, that's so bad.
285,000 miles. Something like that. Something crazy.
Sounds
Yeah.
about right.
So Olivia would definitely get
Okay.
something better than that, but like less than like 2024. I
Yeah,
guess.
she's not getting nothing of the year.
Well, by the
Well,
time
by
she's
the
driving,
time,
it's
yeah.
2040.
I mean, we say that, right?
Yeah.
But like by the
Yeah.
things, how things are looking, she's gonna convince her dad to get her whatever she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I doubt she'll struggle.
She said Tesla. And he said,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
right now, let's go. No.
Oh my god, you're gonna teach her early, like 16, or you're gonna wait until
He
she's
wants to
18?
teach her how to drive a manual.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Typical.
What age do you think you'll let her have a boyfriend?
Oh, I don't know, girl. I'm scared
Oh,
of
yeah.
that.
Because I think he
I'm
said
gonna
30.
stay out of that.
That's
Yeah.
more on that's more on
I'm gonna
Cavazos.
stay out of that. I'm like, I don't know, man.
Jose's going to be like, SFL. Today's the day. I'm on my way, bro.
No, we've joked that whenever she comes to us and is like, Mom, Dad, can I go to the movies with little Johnny?
Yeah.
We're gonna be like, yeah. What time should we be ready? Like,
Yeah.
like, what time is he thinking? Stuff?
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna
That's a
go with
good
her.
one, yeah.
too.
Oh, you're gonna.
Yeah.
You're
Like,
gonna
You're gonna be
troll
those
them.
Or
parents.
Mom,
Yeah.
I want to go out to eat. Okay, what time? What time should we be ready? Like, what are
Yeah.
we wearing?
That's so funny.
Oh my god.
No, I'm gonna tell her like, I don't know. Go talk to your dad. Go talk to him. I don't know. I'm staying out of this. I don't mind my business.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
though she is my business, I'm not. I don't know.
Because you probably see both sides, you know?
Yeah, because I remember struggling to go see him, and I'm gonna remind him like, dude, remember how hard my mom was on me trying to date you?
Yeah.
Like, come on, like just trust her how you were.
Just share that location kind of thing.
Yes, my mom used to text me my address, so my mom was very very strict with me, and she would text me my home address, like 2617 West 7th Street, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why are you texting my home address? And I'd put a question mark, and she'd be like, ya te quiero en la casa, ya. And I'm like, oh, that's what you meant. And then
Say that.
yeah,
I know.
like, jeez. And then she would just like, she wanted me home on the dot. So I remember my first party that I went to. I begged and begged my mom, please, like, it's my first it was a Halloween party. I was like, it's a Halloween party. There's going to be costumes, blah, blah, blah. I really, really, really want to go. And she's like, okay, you can go. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, pero te quiero aquí a las 10. And I was like, 10? That's what time the party starts. It's like,
Yeah.
Mom, the party starts at 9. And she's like, I didn't ask you what time the party started. I told you what time I wanted you home. And I was like, come on, please, like, at least 11, like 11:30. And she's like, 12, and that is it. Don't ask me nothing else. And I'm like, okay, cool. So here I am excited. And then it was like 11:45, and she's blowing me up. ¿Dónde estás? ¿Dónde estás? ¿Con quién estás? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, ma'am, I have 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, hold
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
And yeah, so my mom was like that. I always had to be home by midnight. Could never stay a minute late, or she would probably beat my ass. So I grew up with this really strict mom, and that was also very traumatizing.
Yeah, in its own way. So I feel like Olivia, she gonna have like, I don't know, like an 11:45, kind of in between.
I would never want my daughter to feel the way I felt growing up.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm sure
Yeah.
Jose don't either.
No.
I feel like he'd be nice about it, and he'd be understanding if they're like a little late. But I definitely see he'd probably, obviously, there's heartbreak to come around eventually, so he's probably gonna do his best to want to keep her from that. But
Yeah. I mean, you can't shield them from everything.
exactly.
You know, all you can do
Yeah.
is your
That's
best to teach them right from wrong, and to teach them, especially, you know, as parents to a girl. I feel like it's even more stressful to, because your mind's going everywhere. You know, I feel like it's different with girls because, you know, as girls, I feel
Yeah.
like we have to always
More
constantly
danger.
Yeah, we can't go anywhere
Yep.
without being felt like we're being harassed or something like that. And
Or like, what if someone's following me?
yes,
You don't know the guy either,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like you're getting to know them usually. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't learn that till like recently.
really,
Yeah, like well, I didn't see it in that side till like not recently, maybe like 2-3 years ago, or maybe 4. That I was like, whoa, girls really do live like they can't walk to their car alone at night,
Yeah.
like, and if they do, it's like
sketchy.
yeah, like because with us, it's like pull up, beat your ass,
Yeah.
but like with them, it's like, what am I gonna
They
do?
just
Yeah,
take
dude, it's
grab,
like a completely
do nothing.
different like.
Yeah. So
That's why I'm like.
I'm always scared when I have
Crazy.
to go to my car or something, like at night. It's even if like it's like outside my house. I don't know. It's a weird
Girl,
feeling.
make Solito go.
He always
What
goes
are
with
you
me.
doing?
No,
Okay.
yeah. I'm just saying like the little times that I have.
Yeah.
I really don't.
I don't go to the stores by myself anymore.
yeah.
Unless there's daylight. Even then, I'm even nervous because I'm like, dude, like,
Yeah, like even that. Just going to the store. Like we pull up to Target like nothing.
Yeah.
Like it's us. But
Yeah.
like with girls, it's like
can't even do that.
fuck. That.
It's
crazy.
really like
It's so
more than what
wild. It's
people
so
think.
scary.
And even more like now with the baby, like when I'm by myself and we go to the park, I'm always like, dude, what if there's some creep? I don't know why my mind goes to like the
No.
worst case
No,
scenario.
Yeah.
But
I
I'm
know
like,
why.
What if
Because
there's
you watch
some-
Law and Order all the time.
Dude, I've watched so many crime documentaries. It's not even joke. It's not even funny. But anyways, back to my story. Or my point is, even when we're at the park and I'm by myself with her, I'm always constantly looking around and I'm observing everybody because I'm like, hey, none of y'all gonna try to take me or her.
Yeah.
Like, no. And then it's sad that we have to go to those extremes of
Yeah.
like you can't even feel safe because even if there's a creep, what if someone decides to shoot up the playground or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
something just stupid?
You never know.
It's like you're not even safe anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like whenever I go to the store with her to go get milk or eggs or whatever we need, I'm always like, man, what if someone like just is watching me and they're waiting for me to come back
Yeah.
and they're just gonna
Yeah, like
they're
following
gonna
to your
snatch
car or
her.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
Do you not carry a pepper spray or a taser?
I have a gun in my car.
That is
Yeah.
even better.
I have a gun in my car.
But it's
so-
like
Bang,
you need
bang.
something in your purse too. You know?
yeah.
You
Because what's
just-
it gonna do in my car?
yeah.
Yeah, but
Always carry pepper spray for sure. That thing hurts.
I'm gonna carry something.
I always think about that too. Like whenever we went to the park with Sal's nephew,
Mhm.
he's little. I was thinking that too. I was like, I feel like if I was a mom, I'd be scared to come to the park by myself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We were literally out in the field.
But even during broad daylight, it's still
Like literally, like it's just you're out in the open. You're not in a closed, safe house. You're like out in the world on a field, like trees everywhere. People can hide behind and shit like that.
that's just so scary. So scary.
Yeah,
Scared
no,
to have
that's
kids.
wild.
And I always think maybe I'm just being paranoid. No, I'm like very scared. Like even when I go in my car, I don't really drive that much now. But back then when I would go in my car, I would check my back seat just in case, because I don't know. I've heard stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, my point is.
Hey, I didn't even know that. That's even crazier.
yeah.
I mean, it makes sense though. Like,
'Cause what if someone's already in there? You know.
yeah, yeah.
So I always like get in.
Double check my shit.
Yeah, I do that.
It's like when you there's that one video where he punches a bathroom curtain. 'Cause
Oh,
you hear
yeah,
somebody's
just
like
to-
brushing his teeth. You hear something,
just
he
in case.
punches it.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
The one time you'll catch the ghost lacking or something. I had another question.
Okay.
Too. Let's see. So like whenever you first met Cavazos and all that, do you remember? I guess how long it took for him to ask you out? Like, do you remember how many dates y'all went on, or how long it took? Were you frustrated that it took so long, or was
No,
was it quick?
I was curving him.
Tell him why you were really frustrated.
I was not frustrated.
The mans wouldn't leave you alone.
All right. Y'all gonna make me open this book. So, I'm gonna get personal with myself and tell y'all a little bit about me, and maybe things will start to line up for y'all. But I was in a abusive relationship my freshman year of high school. It's taken me a long time to openly talk about it, and I'm not going to go into details about everything that happened.
Yeah, you don't have to.
But I was unfortunately sexually assaulted in this relationship, and my innocence was taken from me. And when I look back at this time in my life, at first I blamed myself, but I had to remind myself that I was 14.
Yeah.
I was young. I was vulnerable. I was taken advantage of. I was brainwashed. And it really took a part of me that I never got back. And I know that that's kind of like, I know a lot of people can relate to that if they have suffered some sort of abuse like that, because that is something you don't get back, you know? And that relationship has put a bunch of things in my life. I struggled a lot with friendships at that time, because when I tried to tell people about it, I felt like no one really believed me because of who this person was. And what hurt me the most was that when I finally told a friend of mine, it was almost as if they were like, no, that's not true. I know that person over you.
Wow.
And instead of being friends with me, they chose to be friends with them.
Yeah.
And another perspective, I had told one of my really good friends, she was a girl, told her about him, and was like, dude, like, you know, not the full, and I can't be mad at her because, you know, to this day, she still doesn't know the full story of what happened. But it hurt me to know that I sat there and I told her in her face, hey, this man did this to me. He did something very awful to me. And it was almost as if she disregarded everything that I had said and continued to pursue him. I didn't even know she had a crush on him, but she had a crush on him. She went on a date with him. And when I found that, I was so gutted, because I was like, dude, like, what kind of friend are you?
Yeah.
And it angers me, because I know that there's people that are like that I guess you can't seem to believe that this person that was your friend could do such an awful thing. And instead of believing your other friend, like, hey, so-and-so did something awful to me, and you go around and you still befriend that person, like, what kind of a friend are you? You know? And anyways, that's one story. But what happened to me has always been difficult for me to talk about. And my relationships after that were affected by that, because I never knew how to trust anybody. I never knew how to open myself up to somebody, because I was scared, you know, like, what if you turn out to be a monster?
Same way.
Yeah. And before I started dating Jose, I was in another relationship with another guy, obviously. And what makes me mad about this relationship is I really don't even know why I dated this guy. Like, I don't know why. And towards the end of that relationship, I was finally starting to, like, I guess actually, like, love him in a way, if you will. And I was actually finally going to tell him everything, like my truth, my story. And then he broke up with me.
Oh no.
He broke up with me because he was going to college. He didn't have time for no girlfriend. That's what he told me. I don't have time for a girlfriend. I'm sorry, I can't be with you anymore. I was like, okay. But the thing about him is that he never left me alone. Like, you broke up with me, my guy. Why are you still talking to me? And he talked to me every single day. Still wanted to hang out with me. Still wanted to, like, take me to Chick-fil-A and Whataburger. And I was just like, what are you doing? Like, cool, you know, I get a free meal out of this. That's cool. But then he would be like, out of nowhere, he told me, I love you. And I was just like, no, like, you broke up with me because you couldn't be with me. Long story short.
How long were you together?
long was I with this person?
'Cause I'm
Like a year?
Oh.
A few
He
months?
definitely wanted to be free at college and not feel bad about it, but
Yeah,
also
I
wanted
guess
you on the
yeah,
side too.
something like that.
I
Yeah.
guess so. But then I met Jose. And I met Jose on Twitter. And at this time, I was still dealing with old boy trying to like hit me up and stuff. And I was just like, dude, leave me alone. And he was just so crazy. Like anytime I guess he would find out that I was talking to someone, he would message me and be like, that person's like no good. You don't want to be with that guy. Why are you talking to him? And I'd be like, dude, get out of my life. Like, what are you doing? And he
Yeah.
would be like, I wouldn't date him. He's a cheater. It's something stupid. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So then I met Jose, and Jose kept trying to ask me out. And at this point, I was just like, dude, I'm so done with relationships. I don't want to date anybody. Like, guys are just losers. You guys are just all the same, blah, blah, blah. He asked me out 4 times. And on the 4th time, and every single time he would ask me out, I'd be like, yeah, I'm down. And then it'd be the day of, and I'd be like, hey, I can't go.
Yeah.
Oh
Because
my
I was just so
God.
nervous. And then finally the day that we finally went out to Uno China,
Yeah.
I'll tell y'all the real story. I was like, I should cancel on him.
Aw.
I should cancel him. I don't want to go out with him. Like, what if he's
Yeah.
weird? I don't even know him, blah, blah,
That's
blah.
true.
And then I was like, no, you know what? We're going to go out there. We're going to go out there, and we're going to start talking to people, and we're going to change our perspective. So I kind of was hyping myself up.
Yeah.
And then I remember telling myself, don't be a doofus. Don't be a doofus. Don't say anything stupid. Come on, like, you got this. Like, hyping myself up in the mirror. Me.
Dang.
And then I hear the knock on the door, and I'm like, he's here.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't go no more. And I was trying to tell my brother, don't open the door. And my brother was like, he opens the door. He's like, hey, man. And then you just hear Jose, hey, I'm here for Laura. And I'm like, fuck, that's me. And I was like, okay, I gotta go. So there I am, like, hey, how's it going? Blah, blah. And I swear from the moment I got into his car, I felt like I had known him my entire life.
Wow.
It just, like, sparked.
Really?
Like,
Oh,
I
wow.
felt so at peace. And I, like, of course, old boy was over here blowing up my phone. Like,
Yeah.
where are you? I know you're on a date with somebody. Like, he was just crazy, dude.
Oh, yeah.
So then eventually, I was just like, I'm done. I'm not entertaining you anymore. You can blow me up.
Yeah.
I don't care. A week later, Jose and I started dating. And word traveled fast. And homeboy found out. And he texted me this long message about, like, it's okay if you've forgotten about me. I've realized that I was no one to you. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Trying
are
to
you
guilt trip
doing?
you.
I don't give a fuck about you.
Go to school, bro.
Dude, I
Yeah,
know.
go to school.
Yeah, go study. Go study for your exam. And so yeah, it took off from there. And then old boy decided to message me. It was almost my birthday. I remember this.
Of course.
And out of nowhere, I just get a message from him, and I see his name. I'm like, oh my god, what do you want now? And I open the message, and it's like, hey, I really want to hang out with you on your birthday. And I was like, dude, I have a whole ass boyfriend now. Like,
Make
and
it serious
And
now.
you know Jose, so they knew each other.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then I was like, dude, leave me alone. And he wouldn't leave me alone all day. And then Jose worked at the steakhouse. And Jose would call me every day when he got off work. And so I guess he could tell by the sound of my voice that I was annoyed. And he was like, what's wrong? And I was like, I don't want to tell you because I feel like you're going to get mad, but the homeboy won't leave me alone. And he was like, well, what's he doing to you? And I was like, he just keeps messaging me. He wants to take me to an opera on my birthday. I don't even fucking like operas. But
You want to be different.
and he was like, he just won't leave me alone. He was like, all right. He was like, well, just ignore him, blah, blah. Well, little did I know that Jose was messaging him when I was on the phone with him. And Jose threatened to kick his ass if he didn't leave me alone. He was like, dude, I know where you fucking live. I will pull up in your house right now and we can fucking talk about it man to man. And then homeboy told him, dude, it doesn't have to be that way. I just want you to treat Laura good. And he was like, don't worry, man. I won't make the same mistakes you did. And that was it. He never messaged me again.
And then you fell in love with him 10 times
Yeah.
more.
Yes,
You're
I
like,
did. But he
yeah.
eventually told me what happened. I was like, why would you do that? But yeah, he told me that.
So why would you do that?
I was like, dude, no, you didn't have to threaten this guy.
Why are you being so
But-
mean?
I know, leave him alone. No, but he needed to be
Yeah, he needed
threatened, dude.
to. He was
just
gonna kept
not-
bothering
He
you.
would have kept bothering me.
Yep.
But he eventually left me alone. So that is my, I guess,
Little story of how.
synopsis
Wow.
of my relationship.
So then y'all
trauma.
just started dating like immediately. It's
yeah,
after you first.
it took a week.
Yeah.
It
wow.
took a week.
When you
Like
know,
he
you know.
actually asked you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. And I remember the first time we held hands. It was so weird. And I remember telling my friend, he picked me up and I was like, dude, I really want an elote. And he now confessed 10 years later. So hold on. So he was like, oh, I know a great spot. And I was like, really? I was like, can you bring me one? He was like, yeah. Little did I know that he had no idea where to go get a good elote. And he went on this panic. He told me. He was like, dude, I didn't know where to go. Like, I was like, oh my God, this girl is expecting like this bomb-ass elote and I have no idea where to go. He shows up to my house with an elote and I go to his house and we were going to watch a movie. Yeah. And I remember telling my friend Edith at the time, I was like, dude, he invited me to his house and she's like, what are you doing, Laura? You don't even know this guy. What if he tries something with you? And I'm like, he's not going to try anything. He's harmless. And yeah, Jose is very harmless. Yeah. And we watched the movie, and damn, what was the movie called? It was a love movie. And
damn, you don't remember the movie?
Yeah, he held my hand. I can't remember what it was called.
He doesn't remember anything.
I can't remember what it was called.
Together.
It was a love movie, though.
Wow.
The Notebook.
I'm blanking. No, it's not The Notebook, but we have watched The Notebook together. I got the okay.
To watch it with me.
We got the okay. We started doing one romantic movie a month.
Oh.
And then it stopped because there's no good romantic movies no more.
Yeah, there really isn't.
Yeah.
If someone asked me to watch one, I would only know The Notebook.
Yeah, but that's the story of that day and relationship trauma. And I guess that, I just want to say that you can overcome things that you think that you can't. Yeah. And if I were to go back in time, I wish I could slap myself because I blamed myself for a lot of things that weren't my fault. I carried a lot of things, and in a way, it shaped me, and it was shaping me to become very hateful, very bitter. And for a long time, I hid behind a mask. Like, the person you're talking to right now is not the same person I was 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 12 years ago. I was a very, very, very different person. Back to when I said about my ego and my pride, I built my ego, I built my pride because I never wanted to get hurt like that ever again. And now as a mom to a baby girl, I don't ever want Olivia to ever deal with what I dealt with. I don't ever want her to be shamed, to be belittled, to be degraded as a woman, and to never feel like she can't come to me when things, or to her dad when things are going wrong, because I didn't have that. I couldn't. My family doesn't know what happened. I've never been able to tell anybody, not even my sisters, my brother, my mom, my grandma. They don't know anything about.
Do they know? They know it happened. They just don't know what. Like,
no,
details?
They don't know anything.
Really? And what's stopping you from like telling them?
Shame, embarrassment. I feel like in the Hispanic culture, I think that old
like,
school
why didn't you
Hispanics,
stop it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hispanic culture is such bullshit.
Why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you probably would have slut shamed me. You probably would have been like, well, what
at the time,
what were you wearing to make him think that was okay? And it's
like that's what you get type thing.
Yeah, like that's just bullshit to me. Like, no, it doesn't matter what you wear. It doesn't matter anything.
You could be literally naked walking down, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it does not matter.
That does not give you the right to
do anything.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I want Olivia to know, is that to speak, you know, to come to us and to tell us, and to not be ashamed. And I hope that if you're listening and you are a survivor of sexual assault, that you are not alone. And I hope that, you know, in your journey that you're able to talk to somebody, because talking about it helps. It takes time, but it helps. And I hope that you have someone that's willing to listen to you, and that won't turn a blind eye, and that'll be there to support you, even if that person that assaulted you was their best friend or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, that's really sad, because I feel like that was a whole journey for you, because you told your friends and then they kind of turned their backs on you and like chose them knowing the truth.
That makes me mad.
Yeah, I know. And then
it's crazy.
and then for you to not like have the guts, not guts, but like have like the courage to tell your own family. I can only imagine how you felt. Like your friends didn't believe you, and then you also can't tell your parents. That's like, or your single.
I felt like really alone.
Yeah, that's like you have to feel like you're
tough.
trapped.
Yeah, dude, I had to wear sweaters because I had bruises on my arm sometimes, and my mom would be like, "It's 100 degrees, ¿por qué tienes suéter?" And I'm just like, "I'm cold," but I couldn't tell her, like, dude, this guy is literally hitting me.
Yeah,
because like then she's gonna be like, you know, then I'm gonna be the problem.
Yeah.
So, and that's really sad, you know, that our culture thinks that, I guess abuse is okay,
Yeah.
Like they always try to defend the man.
Yeah, like,
"Por
what
qué
did you do to
les-
provoke him?"
Yeah, what did you do to make him mad? And it's like, that is not the point.
Yeah.
The point is I've been assaulted and you're not doing anything about it.
Yeah. Do you think that if you told your mom literally tomorrow, it would still
No.
be a blame game? Or?
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That sucks.
Mhm.
That's so sad. But I think, or hopefully you're at a point where you feel like, yeah, I don't have to tell her. Like, I know for a fact it's not my
No.
fault 100%.
Mhm.
Like, that's good. Because not everyone gets to that place.
Yeah.
So at least you know.
So back to old boy, my relationship with the
Yeah.
crazy guy. Okay. So during that time that I was with him, we're going to call, I don't know what to call him.
Jack.
Jack. Jack is the guy that did the awful thing to me. So Jack had a new girlfriend. And somehow, some way, someone told him that I was talking bad about how his girlfriend looked, that she was ugly and all this stuff. I had never said that. Well, I had blocked him on all social medias because I wanted nothing to do with this guy.
Yeah.
This is now 2 years later. So we're juniors in high school. I get an email from my Gmail. Remember Gmail was like the big
Yeah.
thing back then? I guess you guys are too young. Remember Gmail was like G-Talk or whatever it was?
G-Talk.
I
I
get a
wouldn't know that,
message.
but I get you.
Okay, I get a message on G-Talk, and it's him. And he was like, I want you to think about what you're saying about me and so-and-so. And then I was just like, what the fuck? Like, and I just put a question mark, and he was just like, it would be a shame for everyone to know how much of a slut you are.
Wow.
And this is something that
That is so terrible.
I don't want to talk about, but I'm going to talk about. When I was in a relationship with him, we had sent pictures of each other, of, you know, ourselves. And he sent a picture of me in that chat. And I was like, dude, why do you still have this? And I just
Yeah.
shut my computer down and I was like, what the fuck? So pretty much he threatened to blackmail me.
And expose it.
Dude, I just like broke down in the middle of class and I was just like, there's no way this is happening to me. Like I didn't even do anything to you. And then I opened up about it to this girl because she asked me what was wrong and I told her. And then instead of like being like, oh my God, that's awful, she's like, dude, that's child pornography. You could go to prison.
What?
And I was just like, I was like,
See?
okay, one, I didn't know that. And I was like,
Yeah.
but like, how is this helpful?
Yeah.
You're missing the point of
How
me
is
telling
this
you
helpful?
this.
And
How
I
is
was
this
just like,
supportive?
dude, I walked around school that day just like,
Wow.
oh my God, it's gonna happen. And every time someone's like alert would go off on their computer, I'm like, that's it, that's the picture.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
where do I go, right?
Can't imagine that.
Well, then, oh boy, was my boyfriend at the time. And he noticed that I was upset. He was going to take me home from school. And I was just like, I obviously had been crying. And he was like, what's wrong? And I was like, man, I don't even know if I want to tell you.
Wait,
And then,
this is who again?
oh boy, the crazy guy.
The crazy
Jack.
guy.
Okay.
Not Jack.
No,
Jack
Jack's
is the monster.
Oh, the
Yeah.
crazy boy. Okay, yeah.
The
yeah,
crazy
yeah.
guy.
I get you.
And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to tell you something. And I don't want you to judge me. Like, I just want you to listen to me and try to help me. And I told him about the email. And he was like, well, why would you even send that in
Oh
the
my
first place?
Oh my gosh. Those are the.
And I was just like, okay. And then he just proceeded to tell me, like, well, you know, sometimes your actions have consequences. And this is something that you're just going to have to live with. And now that's out there. And he's going to have that for the rest of your life. And blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, dude, this is why I shouldn't even be with you. Like, you're
Yeah.
offering no support
Yeah.
whatsoever. And see, I want to go back and just slap myself
That's
and be like, go
wild.
get out of his fucking car. Like,
Yeah.
just walk home. Like,
Yeah.
dump him right here and there.
Yeah.
And I was just like, just beyond myself because I was just like, dude, like, this is something serious.
Mhm.
This is not like,
Like, I already did it. Why throw it in my face?
yeah, why shame me? Like, you don't think I live with the shame? Like,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. But, yeah, it was just traumatic. And then when I got with Jose, of course, my guards have always been up.
Mm-hmm.
I eventually had to tell him what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember what triggered me to tell him everything. But Jose was the first person to tell me, I believe you. And I was just like, why?
Yeah.
And, you know, to this day, he's had my back. He has supported me through everything. He's listened to everything. He's probably one of the few people on this planet that I have told everything to as to what exactly happened. Jose does not know who Jax is.
Mm-hmm.
I plan to keep it not a secret because I have told him his name.
Just information doesn't need to be known.
Yeah,
But there's really
you
no
don't know
purpose for him to
what
know
he
for sure
looks
the
like.
name guy.
Yeah.
No,
Whatever,
but
right?
because Jose has threatened this guy's life.
Okay.
Rightfully so, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I've always been like, dude, it's it happened 10 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
it's time to move on.
Yeah.
I've moved on.
Mhm.
It doesn't affect me anymore.
Yeah.
I'm fine. But Jose has saved me from a lot of dark spots in my life, and
Mhm.
And he's the most like happy person that I know.
I
guess.
know.
So I feel like that's like so perfect for you. Like you deserve like just that.
Mhm.
Like a very good, caring man. That's
Yeah,
exactly what you have. So that's
absolutely,
really good.
Yeah, and I'm very blessed to say that
Yeah. It's really
because
good.
it's rough out there, girl.
Yeah.
The things I hear
Yeah.
about all these dating stories and everything, I'm just like, man, I wouldn't know what to do.
Not
What
only
do you
that, but
talk
you've
about on a
lived
first
through
date?
it too.
Yeah, exactly. But on a first date now, I'm just like, what would I even talk about? Like, hey,
Yeah.
Go on through it. What's your favorite color?
what's your favorite
Yeah.
color? What do you like to do for fun?
The sky's blue.
Yeah.
No, I feel like I know the answer to this already,
Mhm.
but what was it about when he first picked you up that you said that you felt like you knew him already? What was it about just being in that car with him?
It was just who he was, who he is.
Yeah, just of his energy.
Like the
I guess,
energy.
Yeah, the
that he
energy. It was
brought,
kind of like
how he
a
talked.
breath of like a what is it?
Breath of fresh air.
Yes, there you
Mhm.
go. It was like I was breathing for the first time in so long.
It wasn't awkward or anything.
No.
It was just
It was
Click.
laughter the whole time. It was not even a moment of I could think of
Wow.
like it wasn't like I was like so.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, and from there on, I mean, even to this day, like, no, I've never felt that way. I've never
Yeah.
felt awkward with
That's so
him. I've
good.
never felt like I couldn't be me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That is so good. I'm so glad that in a way you got your happy ending. I say ending because like
Yeah.
I don't see you dating anyone after this.
no, I don't.
But-
I don't either, girl. I can't do it.
Yeah.
You're like if it ever like ends, I'm just gonna be a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely feel that. I get you.
That's
Isn't that like so good?
I know, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the fact that they find each other so young is pretty awesome. And it's
I
like-
didn't know. Well, obviously, how would I know? But I didn't know like you had all that history behind you. So it kind of makes me look at you guys even sweeter. Like
Mhm.
you guys just deserve each other so much. Kind of.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. Definitely.
Yeah, but that's just my truth, my story. And if you're listening and you feel uncomfortable by what I shared, then I feel like you should use that as, well, what did you do? Self-reflect and reevaluate who you are and the friends that you have and think like, man, am I a good person?
Yeah, like I feel like not everyone believes the victim right away. It's
Right.
always like I don't know. I'm the type of person like always believes the victim
Mhm.
at first.
Yeah.
Like you just have to. Like even if you don't know, like I feel like you just have to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Not
'cause-
everyone's like that.
Yeah, because most of the time, why would they say it as a lie? Why would they lie about it?
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, there
Yeah.
have
But
been,
there-
there have been
yes, there's a
circumstances where
lot.
people have lied, and I
And
mean,
it's
it ruins
like-
people's lives.
Yeah.
I get that. I do get
But
it.
it's like if they're doing that, they're a shitty person. So, but
Yeah.
you want to give them the benefit of the doubt because
Right.
if it's for real, I mean, it's a
Mhm.
serious thing, and you don't want to be that person that, like, they told you and you just didn't believe them. And
Yeah,
you,
and I would never want to be
Yeah.
friends with someone that's like that.
Yeah,
Like someone that's
exactly.
abused one of my friends. Man, you can
Yeah.
rot in hell. Like no, just
Exactly.
and also because I've been through it and I knew how traumatic that was. But this is awful.
Mhm.
And what gives you the right to do that to someone? You know, to take advantage of someone.
it takes away more. Like it's not even just the act. You take away a lot from that person.
Yeah, you destroy their lives.
Yeah. Like you're probably the reason why they're gonna need therapy. Like it's just
Mhm.
it's deeper than what a lot of people think. So I definitely feel that. I get you on that.
no doubt.
Yeah.
Another well, it happens to guys too. Because I was gonna say another.
Yes, guys do get.
Yeah.
Guys are.
Thanks for the inclusion.
Because I was gonna say I was like another reason why like it sucks being a girl, but guys,
No, guys
go
get
through it
abused
too.
And
yeah.
I feel like it's
Oh,
harder
yeah,
for men
but-
to come forward about it because I feel like there's more of like, I guess guys feel more shameful.
Because we're supposed to be the
Y'all are
strong
supposed to be the
dude.
strong-
Like, how you gonna let a girl do that to you?
Right.
Type thing.
That's not
Or-
possible. A girl
yeah.
can't do that. They can't.
Yeah.
I've seen it on Law and Order.
Pretty wild.
That's one way.
Yeah.
Did you have a question you wanted to ask her, Val?
I mean, I had some, but like I don't because they're not that deep. So I feel like
They're not,
You don't gotta be deep.
we ain't deep.
You can ask
Too
me
deep.
anything. I am an open book. I just got open. I just literally.
Yeah,
got
she
no,
did.
no, I
really
know. I just
personal.
meant like
I
I didn't
got
want
it.
to switch
I
it to
got
like,
it.
okay,
I
favorite
got
color.
it.
Come
You know,
on.
like
Yeah.
after this.
Favorite color.
Yeah,
My
no.
favorite color is black, like my soul.
Oh my gosh.
You want to unpack that?
No,
I'm
I
kidding.
forgot what I was gonna say.
Uh,
You're 27, right?
Yes, I'm gonna be 28 next month.
In March?
Mm-hmm, March
Remember
10th.
the? Oh, okay, mine's March 26th.
Oh,
Wow.
nice. Are you a Pisces?
No, I'm an Aries.
Oh, I'm a Pisces.
We're like close.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say that you are? A hustler? S?
Sagittarius.
A hustler?
No, what do you say you are?
You
No, a bagatarius, right?
yeah, you're something bagatarius, a bag chaser, something like that.
That's new.
I didn't go that south.
No, yeah. Okay.
I didn't fall that
Bagatarius.
hard.
No, my questions were kind of more like, where do you see yourself in 5 years, kind of thing.
Oh, girl. I'm probably gonna still be working at Porsche Grapevine.
Do you want to go back to school or no?
No, I have no motivation to go back to school. I'm just always gonna be honest, and no, I don't see that for myself. Never have. I try to go to school, and I was always like, man, this is such a waste of time. And my props to everybody that makes the time and makes the sacrifices, like Jose. And
It ain't us.
it's not me.
Mm-mm.
It ain't gonna be me.
Me either.
I will tell you that right now. Mm-mm. But no, I don't have any motivation to go back to school, and you can take that as however you want. But I probably will still be working at the car dealership. I have no shame in saying that.
Yeah,
That's just
that's
my
a good
life.
job.
It's
That's
not.
just my
I don't
life.
look at it like, oh, you work there.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's kind of a good job.
Yeah, but I feel like I also settled.
Mm.
You know,
What did you want to do? Like number one.
I wanted to be an FBI agent.
Really?
I've always been
I think that makes
fascinated.
sense.
I've
That
always
makes
been
sense, yeah.
fascinated by true crime. I am a
Wow.
true crime junkie. I can't even tell you.
What is it
how many-
about? Like, is it the investigating part, or is it more like the
It's the dead
the crime
people.
scene? Looking at like a what is it called? The forensic scientist like type thing, or is it like?
No, I think
Were
it's
you
always been
more
fascinating
interested?
as to why people do the things that they do.
Ah,
I think that's a therapist.
Yeah. No,
No, I'm
I
kidding.
can't listen
No.
to people's
Psychological part of-
Yeah.
crimes and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Like
The
what made
backgrounds
people-
and what led up to
yeah,
this, whatever happened. But
yeah.
I have been not obsessed, but I've watched a lot of true crime
Yeah.
documentaries.
So like the only reason why or what stopped you from doing that, like going to school maybe?
I want to say it was because I started to realize that I made more money than people with college degrees. So it's kind of like I started to see these things, and I started to talk to people, and I was like, yeah, I don't think that's a smart move. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty comfortable where I'm at. Yes, my hours suck. Yes,
What are your
things could be
hours?
different. I work 10 to 7.
Like kind
And
of your
that's
whole day.
if we're off at 7. Sometimes I'm stuck there
Yeah.
till 7:30, 8:30. Sometimes I'm getting home at 9:30.
Like that.
And then it's just like, dude, like I've been gone all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my hours suck. I work every weekend. I work every Saturday.
Off Sundays.
Off Sundays. But
That's
it almost feels like I'm going to jail. Like I don't know how to
Yeah,
explain
it's
it.
one of the
Yeah.
you got that 9 to 5 feel where you're
Mhm.
just like you just feel like same thing every day.
Mhm.
Lose your whole day, get back, sleep, eat, go back to sleep, wake up, work.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I hate that schedule.
So you're off Saturdays and what else?
I'm not off Saturdays. Sundays
Oh, wait,
and-
sorry,
Sundays
Sundays.
and Wednesdays.
The
and Wednesdays?
and Mondays.
And that's if the schedule doesn't
Dang.
change. If my boss doesn't have a vacation.
Yeah.
And then we gotta like be flexible around him.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah.
Do you get the chance to have overtime? I guess you do, right?
Mhm.
Overtime.
Mhm.
I mean that's good.
Yeah. And there have been positions within the company that I've opened up that are Monday through Friday.
Mhm.
And I'm like, dude, that's a good idea. I don't have to work Saturdays. They're off at 5. But then it's like, oh, it's a $5 pay cut. No overtime. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'm stuck here.
Yep.
No, yeah, you have to kind of pick and choose.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say like, God forbid, like this ever happens, but like if you were to lose that job, where would you go?
I don't know.
Because no, because that's for me like
Another car dealership?
Back
No,
to internet
yeah.
we go.
I really don't know. I think that at that point I would have to, reevaluate things and kind of take in perspective what I've learned throughout the years
Mhm.
and try to see where I can apply that at a different company.
Yeah. Because
But
I was gonna say that's my only fear of like not having a degree is like
Yeah.
what do I fall back on?
Yeah, what do you fall back on?
I would fall back on experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good thing you can have.
Yeah,
So you could land at a
Mhm.
similar position.
I could probably go work at a bank if I wanted to.
Mhm.
If I tried really hard, I could probably land a gig at a bank, but
Yeah.
I'm not in that position to do that, and we are not in a position for me to do that either.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Makes sense.
yeah.
I think that's. And I mean, college isn't for everyone. So
Yeah,
No,
it's not for me. Definitely not.
Mhm.
You didn't go to college,
I did, and I was failing.
bro.
I dropped my classes because I was like, dang. So now if I go back, I have to take a minimum of like 5 to 7 classes or something like that.
But I think
But yeah.
For me, because I have my associates right now,
Mhm.
I'm gonna have my bachelor's this year, but my associates was free. Like my school paid for it.
Oh, nice.
But
good.
that's like a new thing that they're doing.
Mhm.
I don't think they did that back then. So I don't know if that would change your guys' like opinion on it. Like if it was free, you know.
If it was free, yeah. That's why I went, because I had financial aid.
Oh.
So like now, if I wanted to get financial aid, I have to take the minimum.
No, this was
5
like
to 7%.
not including financial aid.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you got your associates for free, one and done kind of thing.
Must be nice.
You've been really quiet this my whole interview.
I think it's because I was there for a lot of the stuff, and you've told me a lot of the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's just soaking it in, like the memories he's getting. Right
Yeah,
now.
I'm getting a lot of memories. It's just wild.
You're taking them back.
But like, I don't know. I feel like if I was to say something, it'd be like, it's just involving me and my reaction, and they're kind of like, this is all new to them. They're getting to know you.
Right.
I've known you for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because even with Jose, when I did his interview, it was just me just talking about or remembering dumb shit.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I've been there for a lot of it. I mean, what can I say? I mean,
What can you ask?
Yeah, what can you ask?
What can you ask?
Something that you don't know already.
Yeah, as someone who's known her for so long, there's nothing.
What's something you wanted to know about me?
If not, I got more questions.
Yeah, if not, I have more questions too.
Okay, I'm just kidding. You a little boring over here. I'm playing.
Hey, Andy, do you have one?
I'm playing.
No, it's
Andy,
just like,
did you have any
yeah, I feel like,
questions?
I feel like you got involved.
Are you intimidated by Laura? Because you're usually so talkative.
No.
Y'all guys are talking and I don't want to interrupt.
yeah, honestly, it's been like them really
Yeah,
reacting
yeah.
to a lot of the stuff you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just, I could come in and just say dumb stuff all day,
Right.
but
I get upset.
they're,
I get annoyed. I'd probably walk out of this interview and be like, okay.
it's just different. But like, there's not much I can really say. I appreciate you. I love you.
Mm-hmm.
You let me stay at your house in one of the most horrible times I've had in my life. Rent free.
Oh, we used to watch Kids Baking.
We watched
Those were
kids.
some good times.
Dude,
man.
I was in the worst.
Yeah. We'd eat gelato, remember? We would
Oh
go try new
yeah, I
flavors.
introduced her to gelato, and
Yes.
we was hooked. Like every second day, we would go try different flavors of gelato. No, but I mean, I don't know. What can I say? I mean, like I love you, and you and Jose mean. There's I don't even know. Like if I ever did end up dating somebody, I'm not saying you need approval, but your guys' opinion would be probably
You don't
the
need approval from
biggest.
nobody.
I know,
Maybe your
I know.
guy-
No, but like the way I am is like, you cool with them? No,
Yeah.
get out. Like,
Yeah.
because
No,
y'all are my life.
yeah.
Like, you really are. Like, when I went through a really dark time, when I finally started letting everything sink in, the whole being a best man and Jeffrey not being next to me, it killed me. And I remember it was hard. It was hard. And Jose was like, stay here. And I remember I was like, nah, I mean, that's your house. And then I think he asked you.
Yeah,
And
sorry.
The gelato.
I asked you. Oh, no, I think he asked you. Oh, he's like, I don't even have to ask her. Like, she's going to be okay with it. And I don't know. It was just very comforting. And it was like the most wholesome thing. We got into shows together. She would cook and then ask us if we liked it. Because we were super in the
used to play
We were
MasterChef.
super in the cooking
All right,
shows.
chef, today I have to-
If Laura was off, the channel would not be changed from Law and Order. And I never knew
Dun, dun, dun,
that there was a
dun.
dedicated channel to only playing Law and Order.
Oh, it's 7 o'clock. Press number
No,
6.
no. From 6
No
a.m.
episode? Oh my god.
till about like 5 p.m.
Yeah.
It was
When they
Law
have
and
the
Order.
marathons on USA.
I feel like I've watched the whole freaking show. It's very interesting.
That's so funny.
That's interesting.
What is your favorite thing that she cooked you, if you remember?
There's a salmon. That was really good.
Oh yeah, my salmon's really good.
At first, I remember I was like, "It's a little grainy," because you put like a lot of herbs on it.
Yes, because it
And
can
I-
give some flavor.
And then like, dude, I stayed there for like 6 months. Like the first 3 months, it was because I was broken and they took me in like a puppy. And then the other 3 was because my grandma had surgery and she had to be in my room. I didn't have anywhere. I mean, I had places to go, but I didn't want to ask anybody else but them.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, I'm coming back." And this was all during COVID.
yeah, it was.
So we like really soaked each other in. Like we're all we had. Like bro, we would go to like Winkos with like mask and then just buy groceries. And I remember I would just be like, here, I'm gonna send you 100 because I'm staying and I can at least help with that. We would talk about what we're gonna cook. Like literally, we're all we had. We couldn't go out. We couldn't go to bars. We couldn't. I think we went to a bar once and it was empty because we had to reserve the time.
Yeah,
we were like,
that's
this
Wow.
is lame. Let's go. Let's go. We could drink at the house. I think Jose was like, we can drink at the house. It's gonna be this
It wasn't
quiet.
the same though. It was not the same.
Wow.
The music was like super dim, like super lowered, and we were like, yeah, let's leave. But we were all we had for the whole time of COVID. I would stay with Jose. I didn't have a job. I was like furloughed for like 3 months.
Yeah.
I just stayed with them, and that's where I learned a lot. And I don't know. I really don't know what else to say.
Yeah. It's pretty wild. Who would have thought that, like, if you guys went back in time to when y'all played softball, like,
Oh, when I
you
told him,
if y'all told each other how close y'all would be today.
Oh,
like,
dodgeball. Yeah, there, yeah.
Or
I mean,
dodgeball,
no,
yeah.
it is it kickball? My
It was
bad.
kickball.
You're right. Okay,
it's
yeah.
pretty wild.
how I didn't care if he got to know me
Yeah.
or not. Yeah.
Like, man, you would have never,
No, or
Yeah.
like be with
like,
a picture.
how close you would have got with him.
I probably would have beat my own
It's
ass.
crazy. Yeah.
Like out of
I'm gonna
all
get
of
close
his
to her.
friends, are you closest to SFO, or are there other friends that you're like equally as close? Or
Other
No,
than
I
Chris.
think it's SFO.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's always me. Why are you even asking? I'm playing.
dang.
Nah.
We cannot be friends.
So they'd probably be
You
like,
want to keep talking.
if you were to ever have a kid, they'd probably be your godparents, right?
Mm,
Like, you make them your
yes.
godparents. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Honestly, yeah. I did have somebody for a long time,
Yeah.
but they're not around. So, yeah, I definitely choose. I
Pretty
mean,
awesome.
I'm telling you, dude. Olivia, night and day.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. The way they take care of her, how sweet they are with her. I mean, she'd be a little spoiled at times, but I would spoil the hell out of that girl, too, if I had the money, or the ability. So,
Mhm.
I mean, anytime on Saturdays, whenever it's her and Jose, I'll give it a week. Because, like, I'll be like, I saw her last week. I don't want to take their daughter daddy time, So, like,
Yeah.
I'll give it a while. Okay, Jose, let's go here.
yeah.
And then I'll take the stroller. Like, I think we recently went to, like, this thing. And
You
I
told
was
me
like,
about it, yeah.
I was like, dude, I'll take the stroller. Like, go eat. Like, go, like, I'll take it. I'm just taking her around. I bought her a dragon. Like,
Oh, that's a good friend. You're a good friend.
He
Because
is.
not every friend sticks around whenever you have kids and stuff.
That is true.
she
I can
knows
see that.
about that.
Yeah. Really?
She can tell you about that. Like, people leave, and I don't know. I don't even know. When you was pregnant, I was definitely around. And then when you had her, I was definitely around. And then it's when I started to hang out with another friend group that I wasn't around as much. Like, even now, I don't really see Laura
Mm.
as much as I would like to.
No, but you
it's
know
just-
you're always there. So it's not necessarily, for me, it's never been about like, oh, they don't talk to me anymore. Like, dude, we're so old now. Like,
Yeah.
You got life.
you gotta understand, life keeps going with or without you.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like Chris that I told you about, I haven't talked to this man in a month.
Yeah. But y'all
But
are
he's
still,
coming over on
Yeah.
Sunday for the Super Bowl, and I know that as soon as I see him, we're gonna.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
be
doing something
like,
for the Super Bowl. Huh?
Yes, ma'am. As soon as he walks through that door, I know it's gonna be like as if we never stopped talking.
Yeah.
And that's the thing
That
about
bond.
friendship and about life is you gotta understand that people have lives.
You learn quick that
Yeah.
Vin Diesel
I
had a
can't talk
point.
to you every single day. You can't talk to me every single day.
It gets stale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
But, of
We
course,
got
the
shit.
times with
I'm not there
COVID, yeah, I don't know. It was weird. I don't know.
yeah.
It's like the feeling of growing up. I'm not there yet,
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't pull up to their house. Sometimes, I mean I can, but like I think about Olivia, like damn, what if she's asleep and I just go in there,
I'm gonna kick your ass.
Exactly, and I know that, so I'm like, yeah, nah. I used to like be able to go like unannounced, or
Yeah.
like, be like, hey, I'm on my
Dude, for
way, like
real.
right now, but now it's like I can't do that. Like I think about Olivia and like their jobs, like how tired they are, and I just can't. And like I don't even message like. I think I talk to Jose every day.
You do.
She
I'm
knows.
kidding. I'm kidding. I don't know.
It's facts though.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's
And
cool.
sometimes, bro, it's like 10. I'm like, I want to send him something. I want to ask him something. And I'm just like, Olivia sleeps with him though. And I'm like, should
No,
I?
but usually Jose stays awake and I'm asleep with Olivia.
No, I know, but I'm scared that like the phone will be next to her or something.
And it'll wake her up.
And I'll just be
Dang,
like,
you don't want to be the
I
one
think
waking
about
them
all
up.
this, bro, and I'm just like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even send them stuff, and I'll just wait till the morning. But most of the time I forget. But I'll wait till the morning to tell them. And
That's
dude,
so
yeah, it's
funny.
crazy. Like I think about these things because
Yeah.
I'm like, whenever they first had Olivia, like she said, sleep was non-existent, and I could see it like in their faces. And Olivia, I think, was like one of the good ones because I've
Olivia was a
seen
great
some people
baby.
have
She
kids
was a
and
great baby. Yeah.
they don't sleep at all, you know. Like,
I
but
think I still have a log.
oh man, but yeah, I was like,
Let me try to find
I
it.
think about that stuff because I'm like, it's 11. I know that dude
Here
might
we
be
go.
in bed. Like, I don't want to.
Baby feeding log. I used to like log everything.
Oh my god.
So from 9 to 9:50 she fed. From 12:10 to 12. This is all in the middle of the night. 1:50 to 2 in the morning. 6:30 to 7 in the morning. 7:45 to 7:55. These are also times that she woke up. Here we go.
Damn.
Fed at 1:56. Woke up at 2:10 in the morning. Fed at 4:17. Woke up at 4:20. Or then went to sleep at 4:22. Fell asleep. Set timer to wake up in 40 minutes to retry feeding. And you can just see all these
Yeah.
times, dude.
Wow.
Very back to back
Back
almost.
to back.
Yeah.
I felt like almost as if we got 20 minutes of sleep and then it was up again.
Yeah.
And then what was really great, what I'm extremely grateful for, is for my family, for Jose's family that were there to help us. My grandma lived with us for about 4 months to
Yeah, I
help
was
us with the
about
baby. Man, I think that saved me from postpartum
Yeah.
depression. I think that saved me from a lot of things. And I think about motherhood and things that they don't tell you about is what happens afterwards. And some women suffer from postpartum depression. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys know what that is.
No.
I don't.
Explain
But-
it, please.
So postpartum depression, Andy, if you want to Google this real quick,
I was.
is some postpartum.
Postmodern.
Postpartum.
So, P. Yeah.
Yeah,
There
depression
you
right
go.
there.
Second one. Oh, well.
Oh my god.
So, a lot of women tend to get very, very depressed once the baby is here. A lot of it has to do with, the sleep deprivation. People stop coming around. You no longer can go out. You are now isolated with this baby. And if you're breastfeeding, I feel like it's worse because you are the baby's food. So without you, this baby's not eating. And in a lot of cases, postpartum depression can lead to suicidal thoughts, where the woman has either killed herself or the baby. Some women have killed their kids. I think one of them that hits home here in Texas is the Andrea Yates case. I believe that's who I'm talking about. Might have got her name wrong, but she lived in San Antonio. She had 5 children.
Yeah.
And she drowned all 5 of her kids in the bathtub because she was suffering from postpartum depression.
I guess as well, just because of all the stress and like they kind of can't.
It's very
handle it.
controversial because some people, obviously blame her, but some people
Yeah.
don't. Because
Go to the
like,
definition.
There you
like
go.
a
She was
mental
sick,
thing.
Andrea
kind of.
Yates.
Go to the definitions real quick, just so I can
Wait, for what?
read it. Yeah, down. It is a medical condition that many women get after having a baby. It's a strong feeling of sadness, anxious, and tiredness that lasts for a long time after giving birth. These feelings can make it hard for you to take care of yourself and your baby.
Yeah.
Some of the symptoms may include loss of appetite, intense, what is it?
Irritability.
There you go. And difficult bonding with the baby. Well, that's crazy.
Some women feel like they can't
Handle it.
attach. Yeah. I saw it with my older sister. My older sister went through this with my niece, and it got to the point where my sister lives 4 hours away, so it took us 4 hours to get there. And by the time we got there, my sister had locked herself in her bathroom, and my niece was by herself, crying. And my nephew was also born, and he was also crying because where's mommy? And when we finally got my sister to open the door, I did not recognize my sister. I did not recognize her, and it kind of scarred me because I was like, man, that's crazy. And when you don't know, right?
Yeah.
But yes, for me personally, I did have my days where I felt extremely sad because I felt like, none of my friends bothered to check up on me. At least that's how I felt. I was like, man, where are my friends at now? All these people that I cared about, they ain't here. They're not checking up on me, like, blah, blah, blah. And I felt like life kept moving for everybody else but me. Like, Jose would still go play softball. Jose would still go over to go play Magic and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just like, but what about me?
Yeah.
Like, how come I felt forgotten?
Yeah.
And I had to kind of like quickly get myself out of those thoughts because I knew that it wasn't true. I knew that I wasn't forgotten. I knew that I was important. And I believe that I am just very thankful that I have the support system that I have because I don't know where I'd be without it. If it weren't for my grandma living with us, I probably would not be sitting here. I'd probably be depressed, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's something I did struggle from was postpartum anxiety. I was very anxious about everything.
Yeah.
Everything scared me. I became a germaphobe. I didn't want like you had to wash your hands, you gotta sanitize, take your shoes off, like
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my gosh, is she breathing? And I remember like in the middle of the night, I would just be like just staring at the ceiling, like I can hear her breathing. Okay, she's breathing, and I would like get comfortable and I'm like, she's not breathing.
Yeah.
And then I would just freak myself out, like what if she dies? What if we fall asleep? Like what if we don't hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, drove myself crazy for the first like 4 or 5 months of her life. And I can say that now I finally feel like myself again. Almost 2 years later, I finally feel
Yeah.
like Laura, you know?
Yeah.
And yes, of course, motherhood comes first to me. My daughter will always come first to me. My family always comes first to me. But I also have to realize that I matter too.
Yeah.
You know, I can't forget about myself. I matter too. And I'm trying this year to make it a priority to care for myself again. Like actually go get my nails done, do my hair in the mornings, get my makeup done, care about what I look like.
Yeah.
Because girl, let me tell you, it's been rough sometimes.
Yeah.
But no, that's just my goal. And for any of my mommy friends or anybody soon to be mom and dads, you matter. Yes, the baby will always come first, but you matter too. So
I feel like you come first and then the baby. That's just me though.
Yes, but no.
Yeah, yes, but no, because the baby can't care for themselves. So
Right.
It's like,
Yeah. And you got to be okay to take care of that baby too.
yeah.
So if you're not in the right state of mind, I mean, how is that baby gonna survive? You know.
Yeah.
But that's just my little input,
Yeah.
my little journey of motherhood and postpartum, and
That just scares me though.
it's
I know.
scary. No one
Scary.
tells you about it. Everyone tells you,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's gonna be great." And
Kids are
yeah.
amazing.
Gender
They're
reveal,
so
baby
cute.
shower. Oh my gosh! And then like,
Mhm.
yeah.
That's why, like, I feel like a lot of the time it's like when people are like, "Oh, I'm ready to be a parent."
No, you're never ready.
No.
You're never ready.
You can prepare. You can.
Because I think,
plan.
was it you? I think you asked me one time, or maybe Jose. I'm pretty sure it was you, where you were like, "Do you think I'd be a good parent?" And then I was like, in all honesty, I don't think anybody like is ready
Yeah.
or is gonna be a good. Like, it's just something you
Mm-hmm.
learn
Have to
along
wing,
the
I
way.
guess.
And I think I tried to tell you that, or I think I did tell you that in like the softest way possible because you were pregnant,
Mm.
and I didn't want to sound like
Yeah.
no,
That's always
but it's
off.
like I don't know, like, because if I was like, "Do you think I'd be a good dad?"
I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Would
like,
you?
dude, there's so much. Yeah, like there's so much to go into it. So much time you gotta sacrifice, and
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, and it's cool that you're like saying all this stuff because I didn't know about that depression thing, and that's
It's real, man. And so I would say that if you know of someone that recently had a baby, check up on that person.
Yeah.
Check up on them. They might not text you back right away, but just check up on them because you never know. You know, some people suffer in silence. Some people don't.
That's
like to
very
talk
common
about it.
too.
Yeah.
Postpartum depression.
It's very, very common. And it is a very, very dark time. And you got to see it as like, that's my friend. And that's also their baby that, you know, are in danger. And you never know, you know.
so. Question:
That makes sense.
Tell a little bit about your childhood and how you've grown.
Yeah.
How important is mental health now than it was before?
Back then, I was very ignorant to mental health. I thought that people use it as an excuse to be who they are. Like, people would say, oh, I'm suffering from
Yeah,
depression.
quit being a bitch type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. I'm like, dude, get over it. Like, what do you mean
Yeah.
you're depressed? And now that I've gone through parts of life where I've been depressed myself, I'm like, man, like, I should apologize to that person. But mental health is very important. I am a huge advocate for mental health. Take care of yourself. Take care of your people. Love each other. Don't let anybody feel left out, you know? And also, back to, like, people who use it as an excuse. Don't use it as an excuse to be a shitty person either.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I get it. You're depressed. but that doesn't give you an excuse to be a shitty person, you know? And I would say that in our culture, mental health is not taken seriously either. It's kind of a joke for Hispanics. They think that you're just crazy or whatever. But no, mental health is important. It's serious. And like I said, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Don't let anybody feel left out.
And the reason we say Hispanic culture is real bad isn't because we don't think other cultures are bad.
It's because
we are Hispanic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, definitely being scared to like anything little, just being like, "Why are you crying? It's not that big of a deal." And you kind
I'll
of
make
grow
you
up.
cry for real.
You grow, yeah,
Something
yeah,
to cry about.
yeah. I'll give you
something
something to cry about. It's just like such a shitty way.
It is.
And I don't know. I guess.
Is your mic muted or no?
Huh?
Is your mic muted?
No.
No.
That's what I was asking him in the middle of that. But
Just making sure.
She just doesn't have the light, the USB.
Well, it's because of the red light. That's why.
Oh no.
yeah,
you're good.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I just think like our culture, from what we've experienced, it just really sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're listening to this, you're not being a bitch. Like, go talk to people.
Yeah.
But it seems like our generation kind of recognizes that.
Which is
And they're
good.
trying
It
to
is
fix
so
it, so it's
crazy.
kinda
It is
good.
so crazy, man. Like, I feel like it is more out there. And I work with so many, like, political, Republican, Democratic, old assholes. Very, like, old thinking. And they're like, the world's getting soft. And I'm like, no, I think the world's finally opening up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like it's different. And they're like, no, people are getting soft. Like back then I used to be able to say this and that. And like now I can. So I'm like, yeah, because those things were hurtful. Jackass. Like,
And we don't want to be
You know?
taken advantage
Yeah.
of nowadays.
yeah. And it's like,
Not standing
Especially
for
in
it.
the workplace.
and dude, yeah, and the workplace is crazy, especially with men. I think
no.
men have like, I'm not going to say men have the worst mental health, but it's really bad. Like, there's so many things growing up that you want to say, and you're just like, nobody cares. They're just gonna tell me to man up. They're just gonna tell me to, why are you crying about it? Or like, go find
force, don't
another
cry.
girl. Go waste another time. Go find another hobby. Oh, go join another team or stuff like that. I think men have it like, it really sucks.
Because I guess men or boys are taught not to cry. Boys are taught not
Not
to show
don't
emotion.
cry in front of people. Don't your problems are your problems. Don't share them with other people.
Yeah. So back to me for a little bit. That's how I grew up too. My mom really put that in my head that
Yeah.
you don't cry, you don't show emotion, you don't cry. If you cry, you're weak. And
She would say that? My
yes, dude.
I think I remember-
I lived my life
Yeah.
growing up like that. I would never show emotion. You can ask Jose.
I remember
I
that.
struggled with showing emotion. I struggled with crying. I would always be like, I'm not gonna cry about it. Why are you crying about it? Like,
Yeah.
and then when my uncle passed away about 5 years ago, my niece, my older sister started crying, and my niece looked at her and she was like, "Mom, why are you crying?" And she was like, "Oh, Theo passed away." And she's like, "Yeah, but you said crying means crying's not good."
Yeah.
And then that's when she realized, like, dude, I've been teaching my kid the wrong things.
Yeah.
And she immediately called me and she's like, dude, how do you feel about crying? And I was just like, well, crying's not a good thing. And she was like, no, dude, we got to break from that. We got to wake up from that. She's like, that's not okay. Like, you can cry. And yeah, it took me a long time to break from that. You know, I still struggle with it to this day where I'm like, I'm not going to cry. Like, no, crying is for babies. And you gotta realize that as a person, you're human. You're gonna feel. You have emotions, and it's okay to feel. It's okay to cry.
You're gonna be.
You gotta let it out,
Yeah.
or it's gonna eat you alive. And
You
that's
think it was your sister that kind of took you out of that funk?
somewhat. But I had realized for a while that my mom taught me the wrong things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not okay to tell someone like you can't have emotions. That's weakness. No man's gonna want you if you're a crybaby. And I'm like, okay.
That's like, oh my, that's so bad. That's so damaging.
Yeah, my mom did some damage. That's a whole nother conversation. We ain't got time for that.
No,
But
yeah.
yes, I grew up thinking that emotions were signs of weakness. And back to Olivia, I don't want her to ever think that way.
Yeah.
No,
That's
definitely
actually
not.
good.
And she won't because she has two parents that are going to tell her
Yes.
the right things, you know?
Cry.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right now, we're like, please stop crying. But later on, we'll tell her it's okay to cry.
Yeah,
it's okay to feel.
I guess my last kind of big question is like, like, what do you think your purpose in life is? In brief,
Ooh,
if you
that's
want.
a good one. My purpose in life?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's okay if you don't know, because I don't
That's
know.
really hard.
I really don't
I don't know if anybody
Ooh, I'm gonna need
knows.
some time to think about that one. I guess my purpose in life is just to be me.
Yeah.
To be me, to always be me, to always be what I built myself to be, if that makes sense. Based upon my experiences in life. To be a better person going forward, to not be a shitty friend, to be a good mom, to be a good example, and to always be there for people when it's their turn, you know?
Yeah, so be the best version of yourself for other people.
Yeah.
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 That's good.
Be the light in someone's darkness.
Like, be the friend that you didn't get back then, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
Be the girl that I was intended to be before it was taken from me.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm gonna give you a chance, Andy. Did you have a question?
Are you gonna give me a chance?
Yeah.
Ask away.
So, you said that Jose cooks for you and like he does all these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does he also do the laundry?
He does. He's learned how to do laundry.
Both of y'all?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Who does laundry the most?
I think I do.
Oh,
He
okay.
helps when he can.
Yeah.
But he does do laundry. He's learned how to do laundry. I had to teach him how to do laundry. This man did not know the difference between detergent and softener.
So whenever,
I don't know. I feel you on that one.
It's tough.
so like whenever you wash clothes for him, and like sometimes like whenever you have like a little fight, do you like mess up his clothes?
No.
No,
Dang.
because I paid for
That's
that.
petty, bro.
Where's
That's
your
petty.
socks?
I don't know. The dog ate it.
His white socks are
No.
pink.
I remember when we used to stay, when I used to stay with them, Jose would be like, bro, I can't find this. I'm just going to ask Laura. And I'm like, don't. You know she's
We
going to
don't
find
know
it.
how to find nothing.
And you know she's going to talk shit. Which is, and then I was like, I'll help you look. Bro, we look. And we were like, all right, man. It's been 5 hours. Laura's about to get home.
Yeah.
And then we ask her, and she'll go right to it, bro. She'll be like,
I told you.
because she's
it
just
was
getting
right
off work.
here.
Yeah.
And she'll
Oh
go.
my god.
And then Jose would just look at me from across the room, and then I'd just be like,
I told you.
No.
yeah. It's so funny. We were just like, no, we can do this ourselves.
I was gonna say, do you have any pet peeves that, like,
Oh yeah.
from him?
Oh, girl. Pet peeves that he leaves his clothes on the floor when he's getting in the shower. He does not pick up his damn clothes. Like, no. And so sometimes I'm like, we have a problem. And he's like, what? And I'm like, come with me. And I open the bathroom door, I turn on the light, and I'm just standing there. And I'm like, do you see what the problem is? And he's just like, oh, my bad. And he'll pick up his
my
clothes.
God.
And I'm like, pick up your damn clothes. This is not where it
Yeah.
goes.
That's
But
so funny.
I'm sure he could tell you all the pet peeves about me.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to, disrespect him because
Yeah.
he's not here to defend himself.
I think that's
No, like,
pretty
pet
funny.
peeves is,
like,
Pretty
all in
funny.
fun.
Go in, Queen.
Yeah.
Let
Another
us
pet
know.
peeve of mine, I would just end this with this one, is whenever we're trying to leave somewhere. Oh my God, he's got to say goodbye to everybody.
He's already
Dude,
laughing
you
right
can't
now.
just be like, hey, later,
He's
guys.
got to say
No.
goodbye to everybody.
He's got to go say
twice.
goodbye to everybody. Got to
Twice.
give everybody a hug. Oh yeah, man, we'll catch up. And I'm just, dude, let's go. Like,
Yeah.
I want to go home
That's the
already.
Mexican
So
in him.
sometimes I just sit down. I'm like, I'm just gonna sit back down.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Yeah.
And then he'll finally realize, like, oh my bad, I had it. Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. It's like an hour later. And
Yeah.
I'm like, dude,
Oh
And it's
whatever.
worse
God.
when he's like tipsy.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember,
No doubt.
I don't know where we went, but I was a designated driver. And I remember me and you were waiting outside, and it was pretty cold. And then he says bye to everybody twice.
Yeah.
And I remember Laura just looks at me, and she's like, you already said bye to him. And I was like, I know. And I was like, I'm just going to go in there and get him. And I'm like, Jose. And he's all like, yeah.
Oh my god.
And then he just dabs everybody up again. And I'm just like, yeah, we do got to wait on him. Like, back in the day, yeah, we did have to wait on him a couple times.
Oh my god.
It's annoying.
That's so
Oh,
funny.
and every single time we're about to do something, we're about to go, he's got to poop.
What? Really?
Yes.
Oh
And I'm just
my God.
like, dude, now you got to go to the bathroom. He'll be like, hold on, I got to go poop. And I'm like, okay. And then
And
it's
that
like
takes like another 10
30
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
10.
and then sometimes
10.
he'll come out and he'll be like, false alarm. And I'm like, so what were you
Oh
doing
my
for 30
God.
minutes?
That's so funny.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's okay. But
God.
every single time we're about to go out or do something, oh, I gotta poop. I'll be right back.
Hey, he doesn't know the next time I'll have the bathroom.
Or I
you know?
guess
It's gonna be
whenever
a
I'm
while.
finally ready, and he's like always like, "You take forever," and I'm finally ready. I'm like, "Okay, I'm ready." He's like, "Okay,
Oh, I
let me
gotta
go put my
poop.
shoes on." Why aren't your shoes on?
Yeah. Like, if you're waiting for me, why aren't you ready?
Why
Yeah.
aren't you ready?
Yeah.
So
Annoying.
funny. Andy, you got another one? Want to give me another one?
Another one?
Do you have one?
Let me think of one.
I mean, if you don't, it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't
it's
have
cool.
to.
You don't have to ask.
Do you have any, Ruben?
I do.
Ask.
One I was gonna ask is just like, you better be thinking.
Oh.
I know.
While I ask this one, I mean, you're still with the baby a lot most of the time, right?
Not as much as I'd like because of
Okay.
work.
So I was gonna say, like, when you have like, I guess, alone time to yourself, what are you like doing?
With the baby?
Let's say like, even
Oh,
if
with
it's
just-
not with a baby, or
Just
if,
by
like-
myself?
Yeah, if you
I'm
ever have
cleaning the
time.
house.
Yeah, is that something you like doing?
Cleaning relieves my stress.
Hmm.
I guess
You're
cleaning
Monica
away.
from Friends.
Yeah, that's
Have
such
you
a
watched
productive-
Friends?
I don't like
And
Friends.
we were the
No, I'm
exact we were
sorry.
the exact way. We'd be like sitting down watching something, and then Laura's mopping, and I'm like, she already mopped, and Jose will be like, don't say nothing, bro. It's okay, and we'd just be like,
Wow.
damn, she
Yeah,
likes
I
to
like
clean. She
I
likes
like
to clean, bro.
I like to
That's-
clean. It's
wow.
something that just, I don't know, suits me in a way of just like, I can take out my frustrations on the scrub daddy when I'm scrubbing something. like-
Yeah.
Has it always been like that, or is it just like,
I think so.
yeah, you've
I think
always
it's
kind of
been my
like enjoyed
escape.
doing it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's been my
That's
escape
such
mentally.
a healthy, productive
Yeah.
Cleaning, yeah.
thing. that you
Either I'm
just
cleaning
do.
or I'm
Coping
watching the
mechanism.
newest
Wow.
documentary on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Or rewatching Law and Order or whatever.
We never watched those. Well, me and Jose at the time didn't watch those documentaries.
I love
Me and him
documentaries.
would
I can
go
watch any
away,
documentary.
and it would just be her and Eric.
Yes,
And
Eric.
me and Jose would like go in his room and play games or something, or go somewhere, and they would just watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'd get it ready. We'd be like, dude, there's a new documentary out on Lifetime. We're gonna watch it? Yeah, all right, bet. And we would go get snacks and everything and start watching, and then we'd pause and be like, did you hear what she just said?
Yeah,
And then
they
we're like,
get
oh
into
my
it.
God, okay.
And I'd just be like, all right, me and Jose, we out.
But yeah, but when we're alone, like when it's just Jose and I, we usually have date nights.
Oh.
We'll go out, eat something, have a beer, decompress,
Yeah.
finally have adult conversations where we're not, you
Yeah.
know, watching Miss Rachel or something.
Yeah.
Oh, does she like Miss Rachel?
She loves Miss Rachel. She loves Miss Rachel, Elmo,
No Coco Melon.
no Coco Melon.
Wait, why?
So it has been.
Makes your kids dumb.
Nice.
There are articles out there and research that's been done that Coco Melon causes kids to act out. It causes them to be delayed in speech.
What? It's crazy.
That's the
And
same
it
thing
could
with like
also-
Caillou. When we were younger, there's like studies saying that like kids who grew up on Caillou usually cry till they get what they want
They have
because in the
issues.
show that's what he
Yeah.
does.
Oh.
And
They
in
learn
Coco
from
Melon,
it.
it's the same way. So
Yeah.
I actually watched Caillou with her the other day, and I was like, "Yeah, we're not watching this anymore," because the little kid just whines
Yeah.
and throws
Yeah.
tantrums when he doesn't get his way, and I'm like, I don't want her to think that this is
I
okay.
never liked it either.
No. So
It always seemed annoying.
Miss
Caillou-
Rachel's good, I think.
Miss Rachel's good.
Like she,
That's
it's
cool.
educational.
Yeah, she likes Tangled. Tangled is her favorite movie. Her favorite
I
movie.
love
I love
Tangled.
Tangled.
Big Hero
Fire.
6, which we've never
Great.
watched before.
Really?
Yeah, we've never seen
Y'all
it.
need to sit and watch it.
Good
already.
But my little sister told
Really
me that
good.
she really was like infatuated with that movie. So we did
really
movie
good.
night last Friday, and we were like, "Wow, this is actually a good movie." All three of us were just like looking at the TV, and I was like, "Whoa."
yeah, it's really
Mm.
good.
Yeah, it was cool.
One of my top 3 Disney movies.
Big Hero 6. What else does she like? She used to like Monsters Inc. Now she doesn't.
Oh.
I
Whoa,
love
that was
Monsters,
fast.
Yeah, she gets scared.
Aww.
Yeah.
Randall.
I remember. I remember.
He scared me
Randall,
too,
the-
bro.
the
He was
comedian
scary.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I
That
remember.
guy's scary, bro.
I remember one time Jose's like, "Yo, I'm coming over," and I was like, "Okay, cool."
Evil.
I don't remember why. He's like, "Yeah, I'm coming over. I have Olivia." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then he comes in my room, and he's all like, "Here, hold her." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like terrified of holding babies. And he's like, "I gotta go to the restroom." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay." And then I'm like, "Wait, what is she like?"
Your baby.
And I'm just like holding her, and I'm like, "Hi." And then I think he like said, "What was that? The fruits."
The dancing fruit thing.
Hey
Yeah,
Bear.
Hey Bear.
Oh.
And he's like, "Just put Hey Bear on. She'll be okay." And I have like all the monitors in my room, and I just put Hey Bear. And she's looking at me like, who the hell is this? And I'm just like looking back at her like, hi. And then I'm like, okay, hey, bear. And I put it in, and bro, mesmerized. When the pineapple came out, game over, bro. She was just bobbing her head.
Yeah.
Aw.
She was like, man, I think not even a year yet. That was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I was terrified, bro. I don't like holding babies. I feel like they're so like little. And,
Fragile.
yeah. And I'm
Do
just
you
like,
want like her to have a sibling, or are you just like, I'm okay with her not having one?
why you keep asking if she want kids?
I'm not asking that. When did I ask that?
I've thought about it.
What is that? You
If-
want a
I'm
sibling?
asking. No, if like, do you want Olivia to have a sibling?
So does she want to
'cause
have another kid?
No, because like she has a sister, so I would assume like maybe she would want that for Olivia, like a sibling. But I mean, maybe not.
I've thought about it, and I've thought of maybe that's selfish of us to like not give her, you know, a forever friend, as you would call it. But at the same time, you got to think about it. In our state right now, like one, it's gonna sound pretty awful, but it's the truth. I can't even raise her. My grandma has to raise her because we have to work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My grandma's almost 80 years old. How fair is it to have another kid
Yeah.
that we're not going to be able to quote unquote raise, right? Because we're not with her all the time, or we're not going to be with the baby either. So what sense does it make to keep having kids when we can't be there with them as much as we would want to, because we have to work, right?
That's
And
true.
I would never want Jose to feel the stress of having to take on the load of being the only person to provide for us, because that's not fair. And we wouldn't survive with just one person's income. Like, it's just not, in these times, in this economy, it's not going to happen. So we just both have understood that it would not necessarily be irresponsible, but it just doesn't make sense to have another kid when we can't, you know.
Yeah.
So like you do want her one, but it's not realistic.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that.
And plus the trauma of labor and
Yeah.
all that
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
also
yeah.
traumatize it. But
Like
it's
in a
just
perfect
not.
scenario, say like years down the line, y'all were perfectly stable and had,
Yeah.
you know.
And
You
then
got
we would
But-
consider.
that 5 to
but obviously it's not
Monday
that,
to Friday job.
Or maybe if I could, you know, stop working.
Yeah.
Jose
If-
makes
if
it
you
big. I'm counting on Jose to make it big, so
Oh,
I can
yeah.
stop working.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to be a stay-at-home mom ideally, or are you one of those moms that like I have to work?
I have to work to keep myself sane, but I would love to have more time with my kid. I would give anything in the world to have more time with her, but I just can't.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but sometimes I ask her to forgive me when she's asleep. Like, I'm like, please forgive me because I'm not here. I don't want to cry. But I'm always just like, and even sometimes when I get frustrated, when she just will not, when she gets so fussy and I just start getting frustrated, I've had to put her down. I've had to walk away from her. Because,
Yeah.
you know, it gets frustrating. And once she's asleep, I just feel like such a piece of shit. And I'm like, dude, there was no need for me to get upset. Like, and I just look at her and I just whisper, like, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Like, mommy didn't mean it. And one time I broke down crying. And she just kind of like stopped crying herself. And she just like, I could feel her crawling over to me. And she looked at me. She put her hand on. She said, Mama? And I was like, just started crying even more. And then she just gives me this big hug. Like, just puts her arms around me. And I'm just like, starts crying all over again.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry.
Aw.
But in that moment, I was just like, come on, man, we got to do better. Like, we got to do better. We got to snap out of it. Like,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
It's a learning process.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, like I said, we're human.
Mm-hmm.
We get
That's what
frustrated.
people need to understand is we're
You get
human.
frustrated, man. It's not always going to be perfect. You're not always going to have it together. But, yeah.
Kudos to you guys. I know parents are like so strong.
Yeah, dude.
Alright. So my question is,
Let 'em
Okay.
cook.
when you're pregnant, what is the weirdest thing you ate?
Ooh.
Oof.
You
Nothing.
need another
I
one?
didn't have anything
You just
weird.
ate
Anything, crazy cravings or anything?
One time I cried over a chili cheese coney from Sonic.
I'm so confused.
They were okay. So the chili cheese coney, it's the number 7, in case you're wondering. It's a foot long
He knows
chili
that.
cheese. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I love that thing. And technically, when you're pregnant, you're not supposed to eat hot dog or like deli meat because
What?
of I think it's listeria.
Mm.
No, not listeria. It's some sort of fungus that grows in deli meat. Anyways, long story short, they were $1. Okay.
Damn.
And I was like, I
Good
need to
old
go
days.
get one. And I don't remember why I didn't go during lunch, but I didn't. And I finally got home, and it's now like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And I told Jose, I was like, dude, I really want a foot-long coney. And he was like, okay, let's go to Sonic. They were sold out every Sonic that we went to. We went to 3 Sonics. And eventually,
it makes sense.
Eventually, I just started to cry because I just want my hot dog. And so he's like, well, I can go to Kroger and buy the chili and the bun and everything. I was like, it's not going to taste the same. So I just went to bed hella sad because I didn't get my foot-long coney.
No, I was hoping there was like, and then we went to like another one.
Yeah.
No, dude, we went to 3. And after the 3rd one, I was like, it's okay. We can just go home. All defeated because I was just sad.
That's crazy.
Yeah, one thing I could not drink the red Powerade.
Wow.
I would throw it up instantly.
You
I don't know
need
what
the
it
blue.
was. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know what it
cool.
was, but I would throw it up instantly.
Wow.
And for a while, the smell of eggs just disgusted me.
I think I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, and apples tasted like soap.
Oh.
Like the green apple, it tasted like I was biting into a bar of soap.
That's
I
so
couldn't eat
weird.
that.
Crazy.
Certain smells,
Wow.
like when I was at work, one of the managers would drink this like black coffee, and he started talking to me one day. Dude, I felt like I was gonna puke. I was just like, "Can you please stop talking to me? I'm going to throw up." And then he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I'm like, "Dude, get out of my face! Like I'm about to throw up." Yeah. Certain like sound. Towards the end of my pregnancy, that's when I started to get like a little irritated with people. I was like, "I have no patience for this. Please leave me alone." But I was actually a really nice pregnant lady. I got told that a lot at work. It's pretty calm.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do people like treat you nicer?
Yes,
Yeah.
I miss how I was
Treatment.
treated.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. It ends once you have the baby.
You're just a girl
I know.
that's pregnant.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even more treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any last questions so
Oh,
we can
wait.
end this?
Yeah. What
Go
music do you listen to?
What music do I listen
Yeah.
to? I listen to a lot of mixtures of stuff. Bad Bunny would be probably my favorite artist.
Okay.
Is he your celebrity crush too?
No, I don't find him attractive.
Who's your celebrity crush?
Zayn Malik from
Wow.
One Direction.
Okay.
Forever and always. That is my...
Since middle school. Never changed.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Since I was like 14. That was my
Wow.
first concert. One Direction. And I remember,
No
I think I
way.
tweeted or I said it out loud. I was like, I'm breathing the same air as Zayn
Zayn
Malik.
That's so hard.
I was 18 years old. I was screaming my head off. And yeah, it was great. It's the greatest day of my life. One of the greatest days of my life.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's
But I
awesome.
listen to anything. I really don't listen to like country music. I don't like, I think the only thing, music genre I don't like is country music. But
So Bad Bunny and then
just anything really.
really okay. So like mixture. Are you a Swiftie?
I am not a Swiftie.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I know you're a big Swiftie. She's low key kind of annoying. I just
I feel that.
Taylor?
Yes,
How is
girl.
she annoying?
Hey, this ain't about her.
I'm better defender.
I know, but different. I'm trying to.
I'm trying to watch a football game. I ain't
Yeah.
trying to see this girl.
Well, I mean, that's not really her fault.
It's just annoying. I just think it's so annoying. I'm so sick of seeing her and Travis Kelce.
Hey,
And
she's
now
killing our
that
planet.
now that they're in the Super Bowl, I'm even more like I don't even want to watch this shit. What am I gonna watch?
Yeah.
Taylor.
No,
Come on.
I'm gonna watch Usher. I'm here for Usher.
I mean, I will say she was on the screen for like 24 seconds in this game, but I
So
was like,
annoying. I'm like,
Yeah.
ya, quítala, pon
Should be
algo
taking
más."
her jet out too. A lot.
I don't
yeah.
know. That's just
And
30-minute flights.
Who are you going for the in the Super
the
Bowl?
49ers.
For that
Yeah,
reason?
Me too.
I'm
Yeah.
Niners.
I am not going for the Chiefs. I am a Broncos fan. If y'all wanted to
Oh,
know.
wow.
Yes. I say
Oh,
that.
I think I did hear that. That is crazy.
I don't say that with pride.
Why Broncos?
Why the Broncos?
Yeah.
Yeah, why?
I feel like this is forever. Okay, quick story. My older brother taught me about football. And at first I thought football was so stupid because he would hog the TV to watch football. I'm like, dude, I don't want to watch this shit, blah, blah, blah. So then he opted to teach me about football because I just wanted to learn. I was like, fine, teach me about it.
Yeah.
So he taught me football for about a year. And at the time, Peyton Manning was at his prime time.
Ooh. Yep.
And at the end of that season, my brother told me, okay, so now you got to pick a team. He's like, you can pick whatever team you want to root for, whatever team you saw that was good, you pick them. But he's like, but the team you pick for is the team you pick for life. And of course, I was a girl. I didn't know much. Still was still processing everything he tried to teach me. And I was like, I'm gonna go for the Broncos. And he was like, the Broncos? And I'm like, yeah. He was like, that's just so random.
It is.
And then he was like, okay, why are you going for the Broncos? And I'm like, okay, but they're a great team, right? And he was like, yeah. And I was okay. I like the colors, orange and blue. So, and they have a horse. So I think I'm going to go for them. And that's the story of how I became a Broncos fan.
That's the way.
And you can't just like let it go anymore. It's stuck
I am a
with you.
Broncos fan for life now.
Yeah.
That's
Through
so
the good, the
funny.
bad, and the
That's
ugly.
good. At least you stuck to it.
Yes, unfortunately have
You're
stuck to
loyal.
it. I am very loyal. It's embarrassing to say.
They won a Super Bowl though not too
They
long
did.
after that.
Yeah, they
Then.
did. So maybe like 2 years
So you got
after
to witness
that,
that.
I was like, yes, my
Wow.
team won. And
That's
then it's
good.
been hell ever
At
since.
least. Yep.
Yeah.
So they lost
Great.
Peyton.
Let Russ cook, man.
We
That's
need
so
Ben
funny.
on
That's a
the-
cute reason.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but that's the backstory of how I became a Broncos fan. If you wanted to
That's
know,
so funny.
they play the Cowboys. I think next year.
Mhm.
So
Ooh.
not this season, but next season.
Yeah.
I believe is when they play. And
The
we
Cowboys
always
will lose to them.
we always
again.
whoop the
No.
Cowboys somehow, some.
They do.
Great.
They somehow
I
always
know,
whip
but they
it.
ain't beating Dak Rooney this in home
They did. They
They
already
beat-
beat them
at home.
at
We
home.
mopped the floor with y'all.
Not after
She
this-
was at the game.
not after
I
this
was
season.
not at the game.
Oh no, y'all went to the
No, but that was
Broncos bar. No,
That was the day before.
oh, it was the day before.
Yeah, I discovered a Broncos bar in Addison. It was nothing but Broncos fans, and of
Oh,
course,
wow.
Jose had to show up in his Cowboys jersey to be obnoxious.
Yeah.
But it was so cool being around. I got to meet the mascot.
Oh yeah.
I got to meet
Wow.
Miles. I got a picture with Miles. I got to meet some of the cheerleaders. It was awesome. It was like
That's
one of the
cool.
best days of my life. But yeah,
Right
And
behind the One Direction concert.
right behind that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Funny.
it's top 5 right there. I'll never forget that moment.
Shout out Castro, Broncos fan.
Ruben.
Yes.
One I was gonna ask was obviously you guys have been together for a long time. And you guys had probably a lot of anniversaries.
Mm-hmm.
You have like one experience, I guess, that was your favorite or anything like that y'all went out to do or
Like how you celebrated it, I guess.
yeah,
Man.
no. Or did y'all just go like out to eat
I have
every
a
time?
good one after you. But that'll be my last one.
I think my favorite one was going to go see Metallica.
Wow.
So Jose and I got married on his birthday. And so for his birthday, Metallica was going to be in town in Austin.
That's crazy.
And Metallica was my second concert of my entire life. And I had always had an understanding of how rock concerts were
Yeah.
like, how they were going to go
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I was never prepared for what I went through.
Oh my god.
Now,
Were you
this
on the
is a-
pit?
Yes, dude,
Oh
we
my
were like on the
God.
floor, mainly like right there on the stage.
The stars
And,
aligned.
Dude, it was awful. I will never
No.
in my life ever go
Dang.
back to
I
a
know.
Metallica concert unless I have a seat.
It's so
No,
crazy though.
it's
The
not.
vibes are immaculate.
Dude,
though.
it was horrible. Oh, not horrible. I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean.
the freaking like you couldn't even see back
Yeah.
behind you. It was like out in the summer, in October, so it was still about 100 degrees outside.
mm,
You couldn't go to the bathroom. There was no water.
yeah.
It was just like, dang, yeah. So kind of imagine that, right?
Yeah.
And your girl's somewhere in there fighting for her life.
That is what sucked when you're short.
Dude, but when they started,
people
you just
tower.
like everyone just pushed
Push.
forward, and
Yeah.
you're literally like skin to skin with the
Mhm.
person.
Sweating and just
Dude, yeah.
pressing, just kind of.
Yeah.
That's
It
so
was
uncomfortable.
bad.
That would give me anxiety.
And then
Dude,
Jose, Jose left me to go
I love
mosh
it.
pit with my friend. So they go off into the sunset, and I'm just standing there like,
Oh,
okay,
no.
I'll wait right here. And I think the song was Battery started going.
Oh my god! I think
And the guy
that got
behind
crazy.
me grabbed me
Yeah.
by my backpack, started shaking me, and was like, "Yeah, Metallica, yeah!" And I was like, "Dude, get the f- off me, let me
Yeah.
go!" And I'm little. I was even smaller back
Yeah.
then. He lifts me up by my backpack and tosses me behind him.
What?
So I fall, and I look up, and there's a mosh pit about to go, and I'm in this mosh pit. And I'm like, no, dude, no, I'm not about to
Ugh,
die here.
yeah.
I'm gonna go home. I'm fighting for my life, like trying to get out of here. Then I realize that I'm being picked up again, and it's this big buff dude, and he puts me down. He's like, "Are you okay?"
Oh,
and I was like,
yeah.
"No."
No.
I was like, "No, I'm not." I was like, "I'm not. I just want to go home. I don't like this." And then he leaves because obviously, like, who the f- is he gonna care about me?
Yeah. Like.
And I'm just standing there fighting for my life, like, dude, please just let this be over. It was not going to be over.
Oh no.
And then I see a fight happening in the distance.
Dang.
And I hear some words being exchanged, and I see this guy just fly. Then I see Jose as the guy that was tossing the guy. And I'm just like, "Pumpkin!" And I'm just yelling for him, like, "Jose, Jose!" And I see him, like, looking for me. I'm like, "I'm over here!" And I'm, like, jumping.
Yeah.
And then people are like, "Is that your boyfriend?" And I was like, "What's my husband?" But yes. And they're like, "Okay, you need to get to him." I'm like, "Yeah." So I crowd surfed
Oh my god.
my
to
gosh.
where Jose was, and I was just like, "I want to go home." Yeah, it was.
Did he take you home?
No, we had to stay till the fucking show was over, and then that
Yeah.
was.
Hey, y'all paid
just-
for it.
We did,
So.
but that was one of my favorites because it made Jose happy. It was
Okay.
an experience.
I was
of a
about to say,
lifetime.
like,
it was an
doesn't
experience of a
sound favorite.
lifetime. I get to say that I saw Metallica live
Yeah.
because not a lot of people get to say that.
Yeah. In the
And,
pit too.
Yeah, I'm never going to a rock concert again unless I have a seat.
Yeah, it's definitely.
That
not
makes
for
sense.
everybody.
That's
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Rap concerts are worse. I think they're pretty bad.
No.
I am.
Not as bad as that, but they're pretty bad.
See, I'd be sitting up top, dude.
I remember I almost got my arm snapped because I tried to grab Edwin, one of my friends. And I said, hey, come here. And then they just kept pulling and pulling my arm. And I was like, it's either going to snap or I'm going to elbow somebody. And I just, like that. And then the dude in front of me had a seizure because he took a bunch of drugs. He overdosed. And I had to pick him up over and put him, like, over the rail.
Crazy.
And then the paramedics came, and the paramedics looked at him, and they're like, "No, he's done." And they left him there for like 2 minutes. And then they came back, and I was like, "What are y'all doing? Like, this dude's foaming from the mouth. Like, he's like all messed up." And they just grabbed him by his shirt, like a suitcase, and walked out. And dude hit like everything on the way out. They did not care about the man. I'm pretty sure that man was dead. I don't see how he would have survived that. Like, I saw so much stuff. I was like, dang. And I was like, this is wild. And then for some reason, there's like these two girls who were like in front of me, like right in front of the rail. And people kept like bumping into them. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to stand behind them so that they don't get hit. Nope. One of them still got hit.
Oh, no.
And I was just like, there's like, and I was just like, damn, this is crazy. And then I just watched the show. And then after that, I lost everybody, like immediately. Like, 'cause as soon as it came out, everybody just went. And then I lost everybody. That's why I tried to get somebody to come with me, and my hand was about to snap. And I was like, this is wild. And I think that's the last, like, big concert. That was at Toyota Music Factory. That's not even, like, that big of a...
venue.
And that was, like, I was like, yeah, no, I'm done. Like, if I do, yeah, it has to be in a chair. Like, I'm not... Can't do that.
Yeah.
Shout out Flatbush, though. You wild. But nah, not again. Can't do that. Any last questions, Andy?
What's your favorite thing about Jose?
My favorite thing about Jose, who he is, how he's always been true to himself, and in ways I wish I could be. Sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I could be like Jose. Like, I wish I could be social. I wish I could be friendly as he is. I wish I could be as happy as he is and, you know, go with the flow. But in reality, I'm not. I will never be like him in the sense that, like, I just am not him, right? And I have always admired how he's willing to help people even when that person is just like a random stranger. Because for me, I'm like, I don't know you. Like, the fuck? I'm not gonna help you. And I know that sounds shitty, but like, Jose would literally help anybody.
Yeah.
Like, if we saw somebody that was struggling with their car, he'd probably pull over and try to figure out how to help this person. Me, I would keep driving. I'm not trying to get killed. Like, I don't know this person.
Yeah, but it's
you know?
also different for y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
you
you know what I'm
don't.
saying? But I just admire who he is and that he's always been true to himself. And he saved me from a lot of things, and I owe him a lot. And I love him with all my heart, and that's my boo thing forever. And ladies, please do not get the idea that this man wants you, because he don't want you. Don't get killed over my fish. Get your own fish.
That's so funny.
Yeah. And I feel like Jose would be the type of guy to not realize when someone's flirting with him. No. And I've told him this. I'm like, dude, you just you would not get the message. And there's an episode of Malcolm in the Middle, if you guys have ever seen that show, where how there's some girl in the neighborhood, and she thinks that he's falling in love with her, but he's really just being a good guy. And I told her, I was like, this is you. This is literally you. And he was like, yeah, that would be me. Giving the wrong signals, but you don't even know that you are. But yeah, that's Jose.
Yeah.
He'll never be mean to anyone, not even a girl.
No, and I've told him, and he's like, what do you want me to do? Punch him in the face? And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
To talk to you.
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm kidding. He would never punch somebody. Yeah. Well, I don't know, but no, I don't think he would ever hurt a woman.
No, he wouldn't.
No, he would not. But
I was gonna say, what's one fact that people don't know about you? Maybe including Jose, if there is one.
A fact they don't know about me?
Like a fun fact, weird fact, something, you know, like something that no one really knows about you.
A deep,
or
dark
would expect.
Secret.
No, it doesn't be that deep.
Something they don't know about me.
Not even the feds.
Not even your FBI agent on your
If there's
phone.
anything, I mean, if you're an open book, that's good too.
I am an open book. I don't know. I think that, I guess one time I scanned something at Walmart that wasn't what it was. Probably the most.
Jose taught you that?
No.
Don't lie to me.
No.
Was it on purpose?
Yes, it was on purpose. Like, it was during Halloween, and I was like, man, these bags of candy are stupid expensive, bro. So I grabbed a pack of gum, and I scanned the pack of gum like 5 times, and I paid like $10 for like 5 big bags of Halloween candy. Girl, that was not $10.
That's so funny.
And I remember telling him what I did, and he was like, "Is it really worth going to jail for that, Laura?" And I was just like, "Hey man, we back home."
Yeah, and
No, he's done that before.
They didn't catch me.
and they wouldn't take you just for that. So.
No, one time I hate to put him on blast, but one time he stole a pack of Pokemon cards.
I know what he's done.
And I was like, we're just walking out nonchalant, and then we finally get to the park, and he's like, "Okay, I gotta tell you what I did." And I'm like, "What did you do?" And he pulls out Pokemon cards out of his pocket, and I'm like, "You stole that?" And he was just like, "Yeah, no."
That's
Dude, what are you doing?
From Target?
No, from Walmart.
From Walmart,
Of course,
okay.
Walmart.
Of course, Walmart.
Yeah, because I was gonna say Target. They let you steal, but like
They
they're
build
looking.
a case.
Yeah.
They're low key building a case against you. They'll let you steal like the first
Oh,
time
yeah.
around. They're not
Heard
stupid.
that.
Like if you go in there and you steal like a shirt or something small, they're like, okay,
They'll remember that.
and they'll watch you come back, and they'll watch you like a hawk.
Yeah.
Like
And
the
they'll-
security cameras
yeah.
are very clear.
They will literally build a case against you, and that's what they're doing. So if you feel confident, like, oh yeah, I can steal from
Yeah,
Target.
you got away with it.
No, the next time is gonna be your last.
It's
time.
like once you get to a certain dollar amount of stuff you've stolen,
Then
they'll
they're like-
get your
Because
ass.
then you can go to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty
That's
crazy.
wow. Any last words? Anything you want to say to the people?
I
What-
think Andy had a question.
Oh,
Yeah, I do have
Yeah.
a question. What is your favorite flavor gelato?
The raspberry one.
For real?
Raspberry
Mhm.
gelato.
That's
From
my
a
favorite.
specific place
I fell in
or
love.
brand?
No, it was that brand.
Talenti?
Oh.
Yes, that was.
man,
that's a
what I
good
tell
one.
you? It was COVID. Nothing
Oh,
but
yeah, you're
Walmart
right.
was open.
That one or
Sometimes,
the
yeah,
cheesecake one
you're
was
right.
really good.
My favorite one is the mango.
The mango, that one's a good
Yeah.
one. No, I think I fell in love with the
Gelato.
raspberry one. I was obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And then
The raspberry
this one?
cheesecake is good too.
Oh yeah. Oh, that one
that
was
was
good.
bomb.
I
That
haven't
one was
had
bomb.
these.
So good. You got to.
We had one with chocolate chips. I loved it. I don't know which one it was.
Right here, black raspberry chocolate chip.
Oh, that's new.
No, that's
I need to
new.
find that.
Like it just had chocolate. Like it was gelato and then had chocolate chips in it. I don't know what flavor.
It's already 10:30.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
time.
goodness.
You gotta go. We all gotta go.
All right, my last two
This is
questions.
Sorry. Okay. Yes.
Oh my
Okay, go
gosh,
ahead.
bro, shut up.
They're quick. They're quick. This one is just: do you have a future vacation y'all want to go on as a family?
Disneyland.
Disney
Place.
World.
That's the goal.
Mhm.
Okay, I like that one.
Just wait
A
till they
favorite
add it
fast
in
food
Fortnite.
place or restaurant?
Restaurant.
We have a favorite bar that we go to.
Okay.
Okay.
What
It's
is
called
that?
McFlurries. We call it McFlurries because for a while I didn't know how to pronounce McCullers. Don't ask me why. But so we would just call it McFlurries.
Game on, game on.
Yeah, that's the place
Interesting.
we go to.
I like that.
It's like rapid fire. Like
They have
Yeah.
what we're
really
doing.
good wings.
My last one is: do you feel like being a mom has changed you?
Absolutely. For the better.
Yeah.
Oh,
For the
that's
better.
good.
She's given me a reason and a purpose
That's amazing.
to keep going and to not give up. I know that sounds really corny and cliche,
No,
but no,
that's
she's
Really
literally
great.
given us
Okay.
a new purpose in life
Yeah.
and a new perspective and
She's everything.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole world.
It's amazing.
I respect you, Laura. Like
Thanks,
extra
Laura.
more. After
Oh,
this.
thank
Extra
you.
more.
And yes, like I said, I am not a mean person. I know I give the vibes of don't approach me, but
No, she's my OG friend because like we did the turkey bowl together. You remember?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We were the only girls on the
Yeah.
team.
So,
So,
see, girl, I'm not too bad, but
Yeah, it
you
was
know what I
funny.
mean.
Yeah.
I remember during it.
So
though,
random.
Like I forgot. I accidentally hit someone, and I mean you're supposed to, I guess. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And she was like, did you just tell him sorry? I was like, yeah. We're kind of like laughing about it because like, why did I tell him sorry? But yeah,
No.
that's all the questions I have. I think.
But
We can-
Anything you want to say? Anything you want to let the people
Oh.
know?
just thank you for having me. This has been fun. I have been looking forward to this for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me share a little bit about who I am.
Mhm.
And hopefully you guys somewhat have a better understanding of me. I hope nothing that I talked about, makes people feel sad. And like I said, if you are a survivor of sexual assault, you're not alone. If you're a survivor of a domestic abuse relationship, you're not alone either. Seek help. If you are going through postpartum depression, there's resources out there. And don't forget about each other, love each other, and take care of each other.
Yeah, we appreciate
That's
you
good.
being so open with
Of
everything.
course.
you
I'm
do.
an
Yeah.
open book sometimes.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that.
Sometimes, but don't get twisted.
Very good storyteller too.
Yeah, I know. I was
Really?
engaged the
You're
entire
very
time.
detailed and
Yeah.
very put the image in my head and
Of certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Good.
I was like,
helps understand all
Yeah.
this stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, now I gotta go because I'm sure Olivia's probably
Yeah.
This is
I thought it was
driving
getting
Jose
pretty
up the
late.
wall. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's getting kind of late.
All right,
Thanks,
Liz.
guys.
See ya.
bye.